Why is this song so sad sounding?
I don't know. I
thought you did that on purpose.
Yeah, me too. I thought you were just leading into this. There we
My
go.
favorite song.
This episode needs to end with that song for sure.
Cool.
Wait.
Your dad remind
It's
me
so
of.
quiet. I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll
why
turn
is it so?
later, it's fine.
Yeah, why is it so quiet with the?
I have to work on that. Hiya, pal.
I can't get Twitch to. I can't get Twitch to start for me. I can't get it to load
I'm
for
trying
some
to get
reason.
it going.
Oh,
working.
I
I
would
can't
say
get
is
the
it
page
down,
loaded.
but we're talking to people right now, so I would say no.
No, it's
Yeah, I
working.
would say it's.
Did everyone get their Secret Santa stuff? I still got to post back on my channel. I don't think everybody.
My secret Santa receiver has not gotten theirs yet, but I will say that I received something from my recipient.
Oh, so you haven't sent yet?
No,
But-
with the end of December, everything got pushed back with all the craziness that happened these last couple weeks. But I actually feel better knowing that it's Kreider, because that will allow me to.
You have leeway.
Yes, that'll allow me to,
Yeah.
to be able to. It's not because it's a trade. It ended up being a trade-off,
Yeah.
which I didn't know until I got something in the mail today. So,
You realize you're like spoiling stuff right now, right?
for who?
You can't
Just
just
that
say
his
that out
gift's
loud.
on the way.
For Kreider?
Does he know?
He does now. I told him. I texted him and told him I was going to be talking about it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
yes,
like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
spoiling it for Kreider, not for you, but for Kreider.
No, that's what I fully as soon as it came in the mail, I said, "Oh, I'm going to talk." Because I haven't opened it yet. I
Oh,
said, "I'm going to
nice.
talk. I'm going to talk about what he sent me, and I'm going to tell him that I am his, and to be expecting something."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kreider, the spoiling was intentional. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just making
I did
sure.
that intentionally.
I was like, I have sent my Secret Santa their gift. I haven't gotten mine yet, but I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Okay. As long as it doesn't reflect poorly on me, I don't care.
Did
what
you
I'll
get
do.
yours, Patrick? Or did you
I did
skip
not
this year?
participate.
You did
it's one of
me
those-
last year.
It's one of those things of like, I didn't participate. My work had a Secret Santa too. I didn't participate with that, and
did
I think
that as well.
everyone did except me.
Wow.
I had
But
work
what a-
Secret Santa, podcast Secret Santa, and D&D group Secret Santa.
What an Ebenezer Scrooge you are.
If I
I
can't,
was like, these are the dice I got.
if I can't do like 110%, then like I'm not gonna do it. That's just what it is. Mine says it was delivered, but my person hasn't let me know if they got it, and I don't know if I should contact them.
Don't.
It's okay to say,
Jedi-
as long as you don't mind revealing that you're Santa.
Jedi, if you tell me, like if you want me to, I can reach out. So if you want to ping me, then I can look up who your person is, and then I can message them and just be like, hey, did you get the thing?
Nah, let's do it all publicly.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm going to call them right now. I got their phone number. Let's just call them right now. Let's talk to them.
You put the microphone like
name and
like they do
shame.
on.
How about if someone hasn't received their gift, I'll call and shame them. How about we do that? No,
If they haven't received it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let
I'll
Patrick
shame
know.
the people that should
Okay.
have sent it. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you made it sound like you were going to shame the people who haven't gotten their presents yet.
Yeah. Be more like
I think that is
How,
the
dare,
first
how
version
dare
you
you
proposed.
not have received your gift?
Yeah,
But if
I was
you
like,
have
really?
got your gift, and Andrew, I'm assuming you're about to do this, like obviously post them in Slack and thank your Santa and all that type of stuff.
I'm doing it publicly because that's how much I love my person. It's going to be in the annals of this show. People will be able to see it all around the world.
Make sure you post this, Jedi. Andrew, I'm
Yeah, we wanna
holding
see.
a stack of things that I want to show you that I don't think are good for a podcast. Should I show them to you now or during the episode?
You
Now
think-
or during the episode?
It is.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, because
I just wanted to show you all the discs I got in my blind box.
That's a lot of discs.
that's so
I know,
many.
but
But
I
it
was
was
gonna like.
Wasn't it like a $300 box?
It was not. It was like a $120 box.
That's basically the
$100.
same
How much
thing.
does one disc typically cost?
$5.
$20 to $30.
Yeah, these would be like $20 a piece.
Was
or
there
What
something.
did you
anything
say?
else in the
Did you
box?
say $5, Patrick?
I was being funny.
I was
wanted
like,
to
I have
seem like
no
I got like
reference.
super ripped off.
Just trash discs.
I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That did not look 5 times
Hey.
23.
fun disc golf news. If you enjoy buying discs, REI has partnered with Trash Panda and will be carrying Trash Panda in their store. And those are really, really nice discs. They're called Trash Panda because all the discs are pressed from like fully recycled plastic.
Oh.
And bits of raccoons.
And do they like raccoons? Yeah.
So like companies that have like basically like plastic, it's almost like plastic offcuts. They will like sell those, or they will give those to Trash Panda, and they pelletize them and then they run them through to like press new discs. But anyway, they'll be sold at REI, which is a good fit. The idea of like recycling and disc off, and I assume they promote like not showering and stuff like that. Listen, I got my soundboard too, so
I just, you know what's funny? I just realized I was doing that out loud. Like I was looking at my face and just making the face, but the sound goes with the face. That's what I do to Daphne all the time. And I realized, oh, I'm on a microphone right now. People can hear this.
if that's what you do to
Your
people
dadisms are leaking
in
into the
regular
podcast.
life, then I'm sorry, Becca, that you have to deal with that.
I have been excused from so many meetings these last couple months.
I don't know why.
It's weird. It's really
Keep
strange.
making weird noises in between things. Yeah.
We'll get started in 2 minutes. We know we're running a little bit late. That's okay. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. So for anybody
But I'm
who's
showing you
wondering,
these discs now or during the episode.
you talked about the box on the episode, so maybe show them in your round the table.
Okay, I'll show them in my round. That's fine. I'll show them.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
yeah, I
what you
mean?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. What else needs to happen?
I don't know.
Okay, then let's get started.
I think we're ready. I was
Do you
just
have
saying.
a script to read?
I do. I've got one.
Great, let's do it.
Okay. So forget what I just said, everybody. We're gonna start 1 minute after I said what I said about starting in 2 minutes.
No one else is ever going to check the time.
3 and 2 and 1 and.
Okay.
That was so weak.
I was in a
Just
hurry. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it sounded great
Across
to
the
me.
board, it went pop, pop, pop.
In my feed,
that's
it was perfect.
Wow,
Yeah, dead on.
man. To live
One
the
day I
world
need
with
to, like,
rose-colored
record.
glasses, Lauren. Just to live the
Yeah.
world with rose-colored glasses. I'm just so
It's
tainted
special to
by
be
life.
the one with the slowest lag.
If you have slow lag, does that mean your computer's fast?
or I guess like more lag.
You have
Yeah, sorry.
you have lag.
The most lag. Yeah.
The
there we go.
most lag. There we go. All right, here we go, everybody. Welcome to episode 500. I don't know why I started to say 900. Let's try this again. Welcome to episode 598 of the Pop Culture Roundtable, the podcast that's been bringing it to you fresh for over 11 years. In this episode, we talk about Stranger Things, Pluribus, Break 50, and the Garth Brooks serial killer conspiracy. Conspiracy? Fuck,
Conspiracy.
stupid idiots.
Where's it keep coming from?
Look,
This makes it
Sucks.
more
I'm not
gonna
shady.
lose. Okay.
let's try that one more time. You want the whole thing again, Patrick? Just so you don't have to cut it? Here we go. Welcome to episode 598 of the Pop Culture Roundtable, the podcast that's been bringing it to you fresh for over 11 years. In this episode, we talk about Stranger Things, Pluribus, Break 50, and the Garth Brooks serial killer conspiracy. God, this is I'm just gonna keep going.
Why don't you
I'm
start
Andrew
with
Sale.
start with Garth Brooks serial killer? So if it's a disaster, you can bail earlier.
No, we're keeping that. That's
Bro,
this is
your
a part
whole
of the.
head is red.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
crazy.
I'm so embarrassed.
Okay, back
We're
at it.
keeping that whole thing. Here we go.
No, we're not. Just
Welcome to episode 598 of the Pop Culture Roundtable, the podcast that's been bringing it to you fresh for over 11 years. In this episode, we talk about Stranger Things, Pluribus, Break 50, and the Garth Brooks serial killer conspiracy. I'm Andrew Sale.
I'm Lauren Rubin.
I'm Patrick Hill.
So get ready for the curtain call, because it's time to take a bow.
It's more like 1 year, 11 times.
That's good. You just wanted more time to think of a follow through. That's
Bro, I
what
had
you're...
that one immediately. You're talking about Break 50? Gross.
I can't
I
wait to
don't know
talk
what that
about Break
is.
50.
Okay.
We like to kick off every
learn all
episode by
that.
going around the table, which is where we talk about things that are new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. Lauren, you had a humdinger of Shindig.
I did. But we
So
should save
that's-
that for when we talk about Stranger Things, I feel like.
Okay,
right?
so we're gonna.
That's true.
Yeah.
we'll just talk
'Cause it
about
was
the
a big
party
Stranger
in
Things
conjunction
party.
with the.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
happy to
that's
talk
fine.
about it first if we wanted but it would be
No, just tell us
we're
about the
gonna
rest of your
circle
week then.
around. Perfect.
Go for it.
I've been doing lots of stuff. I definitely wanted to talk about the Pluribus finale. That was like the first thing that I wrote down because you guys were one of the first people to recommend the show to me, and a lot of people did not like stick with this show all the way through. A lot of people, I think, watched the first few episodes and then gave up somewhere in the middle and promised me that they're going to go back, and I'm not sure. But I thought this show was like so awesome. Like it was a really cool show. What a weird, wonderful show. I was really happy to see it picked up some of the Critics' Choice Awards last night. And like, it's just like a show that I was like afraid no one was going to like because it is so weird. And like to see that it's kind of getting like almost as popular as Severance was is like really nice in a way because I was just like, I was not expecting that as this many people to be willing to engage with this show because it is very weird, I think.
Wait, but see, I actually don't think it's that weird. I think the premise is clear enough because it's not like one of those situations where you don't know why stuff is happening. I mean, of course, like there's like some bigger unknowns, but in terms of why people are behaving the way they are, like that's really clearly outlined. Really in the second episode, and for sure by the third episode, you it's basically like most of the pieces.
Yeah, it's basically a straightforward premise. With
you have to buy into one really big weird premise, and then the rest kind of goes from there. But yeah, like
it all
to me,
makes sense.
It's just like what because I think the like fun thing about the show is like the real question is what would you do if you were one of the like if
and where do you go where do you go from here, like what do you because it answers the question a lot of the
exactly.
It's not like Lost where you're
what are the numbers, why is there a polar bear, and
I like that there's just like it was this and there's you don't necessarily know like why completely, but it doesn't even matter because it's like it's already happened, so like you just have to kind of deal with the situation as it is. And it's funny, I don't know if we want to just spoil this and like be able to talk about it a little more openly because I feel like we need to say the premise now.
I think we should. But, I mean, it's run the full first season. It's not like this season has been over for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I felt like I was like walking on eggshells trying to like talk about this right away, but it was just
we talk about the premise.
It's the like the basic premise is just that like an event happens and everyone on Earth suddenly shares a like hive mind consciousness with the exception of 13 people. And you don't know exactly why they don't have, they're not connected, but the show is following those people, specifically one person really. And kind of just like what like all the adventures and tribulations that she has with this hive mind. It's very interesting to talk to different people about it because some people that I've talked to are like, yeah, I would be cool with being in the hive. I'm like, no, I would be like same team as Carol.
Yeah.
Like
it's funny because Kreider did say that, and this is something that's like from an episode 2 thing. I do want to be careful, like let's not spoil anything like past the halfway point.
No,
that's
like,
just
I think that's probably all we need to say. In terms of
I just didn't want to keep avoiding that,
like
not even saying hive mind while we talk about this.
But I will say there is a question of like how likable is the kind of protagonist? Like how much do I want this person to succeed or not succeed? And that kind of factors in some, but
I think she's an asshole, but I'm still on her. Like I still agree with her.
But I was, because of what some people had said, I was kind of under the impression that like the pacing, like it would slow throughout the season or like somehow would like fall off or shift. I didn't think so at all. I loved it all the way through the finale. And in the very last scene, I laughed out loud. Like
I did too.
It was. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well, I thought that you started to introduce another thought, and I was pausing to let you introduce that thought. But to answer what you were saying, I thought that the tone actually stayed consistent through the show, not just like I thought that it would ramp up as the show went, not slow down.
You mean like the action would ramp up?
The action would ramp up, but they were like, "This is the tone. This is the show that we're making," and they stayed in that pocket the entire time.
They don't deviate. Well, the only exception is the first episode doesn't feel like the rest of the season. Now, that's also because the first episode
is kind of the inciting incident. Like it's this big event.
Right.
And it's scarier because you have no idea what's happening and
completely.
Yeah,
I guess that's true. I adopted early on the premise because I watched
I was
episode
like, yeah, I
1
watched the
and
first 2 episodes together. Yeah.
same. So in my mind, that first episode ended with where the second episode actually ended. So
What was
that in my head is kind of how the tone of the show went, and it stayed that way throughout.
What was the Channing Tatum? Tatum?
World's End. Or no, sorry, The End of the World, because World's End is the
where he's like a galactic
Simon Pegg
roller
one.
skater or something, and he has like crazy eyeliner and stuff like that.
No, I was thinking of like the one where he's like the bitch in the apocalypse. Like
No,
he's
not
like,
that one. No,
yeah,
no. So,
like Danny McBride's bitch. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're right. Okay, not that movie. It's the one
I think
with
you're thinking of,
Mila
like-
Kunis.
Yeah.
She's like the girl. It's Channing Tatum. It's a sci-fi film. Jupiter Ascending. Yes,
Oh,
thank you,
okay.
Ryder. Jupiter
Never
Ascending.
would have
Okay.
got there.
So Jupiter Ascending is the type of sci-fi, like it's so far in the future that you watch it and you're just trying to make sense of why would anyone decide to do that thing? Like, I see A,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
see X, and I cannot fill in the gaps of how we went from A to X. And whereas what I would say about this is, even though this is like sci-fi, to me, every single decision, it's close enough to the, like you called it, the inciting event, but also it's grounded enough that it makes total sense. Like,
Well,
I
it
can anticipate people's decisions, and they just all feel very human and very, again, grounded in reality for such a unrealistic an
Yeah,
event
because it
that
is just kind
outside
of normal
reality.
people dealing with a very sci-fi scenario, I guess. Like, is kind of the question of the whole show. But I love that they managed to like make all the like so many of the people remaining have different viewpoints on, like, some are more on the spectrum of liking the hive mind, some are less, and some are kind of using it, I would say. And, like,
think
other
I would
people are
be
just
the-
kind of pretending it never happened.
I know what
like,
you're saying, Andrew, 1,000%.
I would be the guy. I'd be the guy
100%.
flying
Yeah,
in
Samba.
Air Force One.
Yeah.
I would be that guy.
I feel like I would
yeah.
do that for a little while, and then, like, you know, because you like, there's just too many fun possibilities.
Yeah.
But anyway, what
yeah.
I would say my big takeaway from the show is go watch Jupiter Ascending. if you want to see Channing Tatum with eyeliner rollerblading through space,
Yeah.
Jupiter Ascending.
Man,
It will be really interesting, I think.
What a wish list.
I've tried to look, like, if there's season 2 coming out and, like, when, and there's, like, I'm pretty sure, given that they're, like, winning awards and it is pretty well received, and Apple is not nearly as mean as Netflix about, like, cutting stuff, that this will actually get a couple seasons. But they don't have any, like, production started or anything written, so I'm, like, a little worried that this will take too long to get going again. That kind of makes me nervous with a show like this, because it's just like I don't know how many people are going to rewatch it before watching another season.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It's not a big rewatcher. The Vince
It's
Gilligan
kind of
has said-
sad.
Vince Gilligan has said the story in his mind, the arc is a 3-season arc.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense to me. It doesn't feel like a
with all
story
the
that can
awards
go
that
on
it's
and on
getting and
forever.
the accolades and the ratings that it's getting, it's gonna at least get a season 2. Now they'll get an opportunity
I'm just worried
to
it'll take a long time to get it. I hope that's not the case, because it's a deceptively simple show, because it's not a big cast, but I do know that, like, the budget is crazy, because, like, I watched this behind the scenes thing of, like, the Air Force One and, like, how they built that, and it was, like, absolutely wild budget,
Yeah.
like, involved in this one shot, like. But it's a really cool show. I highly recommend
And there are
watching it. I think it will
some
probably
fun
be very
cameos as
interesting.
well.
Yeah, and it'll probably be really fun to watch it as a binge, I would think, like, versus week to week. Because I think, like, week to week, I was very, like, engrossed in a lot of the mystery, and the answers are always a little more simple than I think I was making it.
Or
because it felt like
obvious.
you needed to think bigger, like, you know.
There's moments where this thing happens where you're like, what did she see? And then the next
Yeah,
episode
yeah, and then-
happens, the next episode happens, and then it's like,
Or, like,
that's
we
a
know what
big
you
deal.
saw. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal, right? And then no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
We here's what that is. We saw that. We know that this is probably weird for you. So let us explain this, right? Like it's
Yeah.
And I like that. That's the tone of they committed to the bit. That's kind of maybe
Yeah.
where I'm at. Like if you've seen the show, you get what I mean when I say the phone. Anytime she makes a phone call, they committed to that bit. Where
The fact
it
that the
is
message
just
is, like,
boy,
just long enough to be
did they
annoying
ever.
is so funny. Like,
and you know who that voice is? That's the voice
No.
of the in Better Call Saul. That's the attorney who she works for.
Oh, funny.
Oh, is it?
It's
That's
yes,
Like her
it's that
boss,
guy-
basically?
it's- yes,
Yeah.
her boss. In Better Call Saul before she goes off on her own. So it's there's fun little cameos that are in there. It's Albuquerque. It's what you would expect from Vince Gilligan. It's
Yeah.
there's some really really good stuff. So yeah,
It was funny to me
100%
when she lives in Albuquerque, could literally go anywhere in the world, take over any house you want. It's like, no, I'll just stay in Albuquerque.
I'm gonna stay in my cul-de-sac. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think that instead of food on house, we got drone on pole. That's what I like to imagine.
Yes, that is that's
There's
the pizza
forever
on
a
the roof.
drone attached to that light pole now.
That's the pizza on the roof for sure.
Yeah. But Pluribus is on Apple TV. Really, really excellent show. Very excited to see season 2 whenever that comes out, but I think we might be waiting a little while.
Could be dead.
Just sticking with the color yellow, I guess. While I was in New York, I went and saw Oh Mary, which is like a very hot play right now. It's like very popular. It has big yellow poster, which is why I thought of that. And it is one of the like funniest, campiest, stupidest, most like amazing things I've ever seen. Like I knew kind of like very vaguely the premise, and that's kind of like the best way to go into it and just kind of be surprised. It's created by Cola Scola, who's like a very funny like TV writer. He worked on like 30 Rock and a bunch of other stuff. He originally played Mary Todd Lincoln in the play. And that's kind of what the play is about. It's just like if Mary Todd Lincoln were like kind of a complete weirdo. The like official summary is very vague. It just only says like this is a play about Mary Todd Lincoln in the weeks leading up to her husband's demise, and that's kind of all it says. I think a funnier way to explain this and tell you just a little bit more without giving much away is to just say, what if Abraham Lincoln was gay? And it just kind of rolls from there, and it's very funny, and like that's the tone of the whole thing. It's not serious. Like I was laughing the entire time. It's like a short play. It doesn't even have an intermission. It's just like a little bit longer. I just thought it was like totally awesome and so funny. They've been like rotating who plays Mary, and like everyone in it is awesome. Mackenzie, like, yeah, if you can go see this, it was awesome. Cola Scola was like the first Mary and played it for quite a long time. And then Jinx Monsoon, who's like very famous Drag Race season 5 winner, and Drag Race All-Stars season 3? Nope, 4. Maybe, nope, that's not
amazing.
right. I forgot which season, but yes, a really amazing drag queen. I wish I could have seen that version because I also know that Abraham Lincoln was played by Kumail Nanjiani then. That would have been really
like,
cool.
It's like the Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah.
They're like the same category to me.
Yes, very, like, so talented, good at kind of everything. Like, their improv skills are off the chart. If they had another space at, like, Dungeons and Drag Queens, Jinx would do amazing. Jinx is too busy, I think, to, like, consider it.
Jinx is too famous now for Dungeons
yeah, like,
and
kind of. Yeah, like, and, like, Jinx has always wanted to be a Broadway star and is literally living that life right now. So, like, why, like, you don't need to do anything else. You can just go live your dreams, and that's fucking awesome. But, yeah, Oh Mary was, like, so much fun. I am really happy that I got to see it. It feels like such a like New York thing to do while we were there too. So like that was really awesome. We ate at some like outstanding restaurants. I feel like it's always weird to like describe food when you're on a podcast. So if you want to talk about it, I can't. But we went to Tom Colicchio's restaurant and Alex Gurnishelli's restaurant. Both were so amazing. Like just outstanding. We did like Christmas Eve and Christmas dinner at these places, and like it was just so much fun. Like this is food I would like ask for like a last meal kind of thing. Like it was just everything was perfect and so freaking
How
good.
often have you been to New York during Christmas time?
This is my first time ever.
Was it just magic?
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really cool. Like we got to like, and it actually snowed while we were there too. So like that, like my brother was complaining about it, but like, cause I'd never see snow, I was like, this is nice. And I didn't think it was too bad. Like I brought all the right stuff. So like, I wasn't, like, I think that's the problem when it's cold. If you just don't have your, like the right stuff, you're miserable. Yeah. But if you know, and you like brought a coat and gloves and everything, it was okay. So didn't really like, it didn't feel too bad. I feel like we prepared appropriately, but it was really fun. The snow was like so beautiful. Our hotel was really close to, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and like that all covered in snow. It was just like so pretty. And
that's
like
where we stayed when we were there. Like,
oh, that's
we
awesome.
Stayed at the Omni, which was right.
Oh yeah. We went and had a drink in there. Yeah, it's a cool
right
hotel.
Behind
we were at
St. Patrick's
the Lottie.
Cathedral,
Yeah, it was so beautiful. Yeah, just really cool. We got to like Saks Fifth Avenue's right there, and they had like full light show on the outside of the building, and like the Rockefeller Center tree and everything. You now need to make reservations if you want to do any ice skating there. So like, which is good and a bad thing. Where it's like, I didn't know that was a thing you need to do ahead of time, so you can't be spontaneous about it. But
it's nothing
then you don't
like
have to
the
wait in
movies.
line and stuff. What?
It's nothing like the movies anymore either. It's just it is jam-packed.
I mean, it's like yeah, it was very packed. It was funny because my mom and I got there and like they were trying to clear everyone off the ice to like do the Zamboni, but like we're like, there's just no one out here. How strange! Like there's all these people waiting. Why aren't they letting them skate? Like,
let's go skate. Give them something to watch.
It was really funny. But yeah, it was really fun. We had a great time. We also saw Waiting for Godot with Keanu Reeves, and like that was really cool. Just had like an excellent trip.
That's kind of a weird out there show as well. You saw two very
my brother's like, these are either the worst or the best pairings. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw two very kind of eclectic and creative shows as opposed to traditional Broadway stuff.
And Waiting for Godot was like this was a very unusual production. Like there was absolutely no music or sound design almost of any kind. It was just like this big circle, and like it was kind of like a tunnel that went back, and there was some kind of like optical illusion where like it was painted to look like it's more exaggerated than they actually were, because they had one of the actors on a wheelchair and he wasn't like rolling down the stage or anything, so it wasn't like as tilted as it seemed. But yeah, it was Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter playing the two main parts, so like that was fun.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, like I've seen clips from this, and when you say that there was very little, if any, sound design, you're right. You can hear his barefoot slaps on the stage as he moves across the stage when he walks around barefoot. It's kind of eerie.
Yeah, it was really unusual, like very different type of play. But I was glad to go see it. Like it's like. You don't always need to go see musicals, like it was neat to go see something that was like, like more, what's the word I want? Like
a more artistic expression.
Yeah, artistic. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Very cool though. It was a great trip to New York. Just a couple other quick things that I wanted to talk about. Wake Up Dead Man came out, new Knives Out movie. Went and saw it in theaters. I think the last day it was there, but so good. This is my favorite one. Do you guys have a feelings?
I think we talked about it pretty extensively on the last episode.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry.
Not my favorite.
Okay, well, I'll have to catch up then. Yeah, I really liked it. Not my favorite. Yeah,
I liked the cast. I just, not my favorite. I felt like it wasn't as much of a go back and think through things and see. Yeah, the pieces were kind of.
I think I liked that about this one, that it was different, because I heard a lot of people have the complaint that it was too different from the format of like the other ones, and I'm like, well, you can't keep making the same movie, so you got to try.
That's true.
It's I like it, I think, equally with the other films. You should go back and hear the discussion for sure.
Yeah, I definitely
don't want to rehash it, but I do think the more I think about it, like, the first film was like an instant hit for me, and then both the second and the third, I think initially I've had to like think it through and like make a decision about it. And the more I think about them, I think I think all three films are frankly fairly capable and fairly even.
Oh yeah, I like all three.
In like very different ways. So it would be hard for me to rank which I think is a standout. So I don't think it's like clearly better or clearly worse than any of the other films.
Yeah, I feel like this one is my favorite by like.
Yeah. Just so you know, your audio just did that thing where it resets, and so I'll cut this out of the episode. And if you think it's going to take a second to fix, I can just jump in and start talking, or we can just wait.
I think I fixed Don't you dare.
Okay, great. Sorry. I'll cut this out.
I don't know what happened. Literally everything just disconnected all of a sudden. So like it then came right back. So
it's fine.
Whatever. So yeah. Other than that, I watched Caught Stealing while I was on the plane. That was a good movie that I really thought I was gonna love, and I only just liked. My brother and I have been playing this kind of fun game since seeing it, where like we both agreed that like Austin Butler is like way too handsome and ripped to be like feel like this guy who's like down on his luck, you know, like he's just like too much of a leading man. So we've been like throwing out alternate suggestions for who is like the right kind of like, they do lead this movie, but they're like got the right kind of attitude to like pull this off. And like, if anyone has seen this movie, I want to hear who you would recast, because like, I think Austin Butler is good and even good in this movie. It just kind of feels like it just kind of every time that they're like, yeah, I feel sorry for this guy. It's like, no, I can't. I literally can't. Look at him. But
I have
it's
not
a fun
seen the
movie.
film.
It's like wants to be a Guy Ritchie movie so bad, and like I thought it was a Guy Ritchie movie from the trailers, and it's someone else that was also like very notable, but I was like shocked that like this was not Guy Ritchie. Frankly, it just feels like that, like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels or like Snatch. It just really feels like that kind of movie, because it's like guys running from the bad guys with this like weird loot that they weren't supposed to end up with. Yeah, thank you, Kreider, Darren Aronofsky. Like, I was a great director, but like I was like, this is just a movie. I'm like, it felt like he was copying Guy Ritchie in a way that like didn't make sense. And then I also just think like they needed to give you a little more information at the top of this movie to make you care more about kind of what was going on, and they like do reveal that much later in the movie, but I think it would have been a lot better to know at least some of that sooner. And I wish there was more Matt Smith in the movie, because he absolutely stole the show. Every second he was on screen, it was like, this movie is instantly more fun.
Listen, if there is somebody that would copy old Guy Ritchie, I wish new Guy Ritchie would copy old
Yeah,
Guy
I
Ritchie.
know. Darren Aronofsky can copy old Guy Ritchie. It was pretty close, I would say. Like, if you want that vibe, this is the closest I've had in quite a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it on? Is it on Netflix? Is it on?
Yes, it's on Netflix now.
Okay, cool.
It was like, yeah, it came out in theaters, but I missed it then. But I was like bummed to miss it, and I was excited that it's on Netflix. There's a lot of good stuff like appearing on Netflix and streaming right now, because we were just talking about like One Battle After Another's on HBO and stuff. It's great. And then my last thing, I promise I'll be done now. I've watched Heated Rivalry, and it's great. That's, I mean, like, it's so much fun. I'm shocked you guys have not heard of this. It's the gay hockey show that everybody is fucking talking about.
Oh,
it's
I've
great.
heard about it. I've heard about it.
I've heard people reference gay hockey, but I did not know that it was tied to a thing.
Yeah, so it's this TV show called Heated Rivalry. It's on HBO. It is like a show that was like on Canadian public television, which is shocking considering how close to porn it is.
It's like
frankly.
Ghost Rider.
Like, I could never imagine watching this with other people. Like,
So you don't do watch parties of this, Lauren?
No.
With food, with themed food items?
there are. I've seen bars doing watch parties, and I'm like, I can't imagine this. Like, but it is a lot of fun. It's very like, you know, like cute, and it's not like too serious. But it is very, very like well done. Like, there's like some like one shots in the last episode that I'm like, somebody was like really working today, and they were not like just like distracted or whatever. I don't know. It's like a show that has no right to be as fun as it is, but it's really good. What?
No, people
So we
like,
need to wrap this up so I can go watch some TV.
Yeah.
people have been very caught up in it over the last probably like
Yeah.
week and a half. I think is when I've been seeing like a lot of people talking
Yeah,
about
pretty
it.
much,
I asked
like
Mackenzie if she was going to watch it. She seems to think it's not her thing. I have a feeling it is, but
I think, yeah, if you like romance books, you would like this, because it just, to me, it feels like a lot of like fanfics I read when I was a teenager.
It's like the Summer I
but
Turned
like it's
Pretty,
fun,
right?
and they have like good dialogue in the show. Like, it actually feels like cheesy scenarios, but with real reactions to what happens, which I think is like what makes the show a little bit better than just like a cheesy romance story.
But
even though there are a
gay.
lot of kind of like, oh yay,
But
they
gay.
did it, you know, like.
You're such an idiot. You're such an idiot.
But yeah, definitely watch Heated Rivalry if you like gay hockey shit.
As a genre, that's
Yeah.
a genre you trend toward.
in
You'll
fairness,
love
the way
this.
Netflix and
Yeah,
stuff does
I didn't know
genres,
that I would
not
like the gay hockey show.
be surprised to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would also like. All right, Patrick.
Listen, Mackenzie will watch it with me. I'll give it a try. I'm just not gonna sit in a room by myself and watch it. Before,
You and I can watch it together.
I think you're gonna want to have watched it by yourself, but your choice.
Andrew and
Watching
I
with your
will sit
wife
in
is a
room
good
and watch it.
good pick.
Yeah,
We'll sit and
yeah.
watch
We'll preview it together to see if it's appropriate for you and Mackenzie to watch
Listen,
together.
Mackenzie wouldn't be able to handle it. We walked into a Belk yesterday, and when we opened the door, there was just a shirtless mannequin just like posed, and she just laughed for 3 minutes straight. Like, So
She's just not used to seeing normally placed nipples. See, Patrick's
Yeah,
nipples
yeah.
live about 3 inches above his belt buckle. So
and that's
she's just
but thankfully that's what she thinks guys look like. So
Patrick's the only man she's ever seen without a shirt.
yeah, exactly. Okay,
And that's
I'm
why
gonna-
the mannequin made her laugh.
Exactly.
I'm gonna burn through these really quickly
Yeah.
because this is not good for audio content. So I did get a blind box. I talked about it was the MVP Gyropalooza blind box. If you got the golden ticket disc, you get invited to Gyropalooza next year. And I want to real quick show what came in the box. This is only for Andrew, so if Andrew doesn't look up, then this is going to be very wasted. But it's supposed to be a mix of drivers, mid-range, and putters. Although I will say a lot of the discs are pretty...
That's a cool one.
That is a cool one. This one is very ugly. I will say a lot of the discs are pretty similar. I don't know that there's a ton of variety. This
Like
is
speed and turn and stuff.
yeah, maybe it's just because like with getting the overmold and the type of plastic and whatever, like it just feels like a lot of the same thing. It feels like there's a lot of like mid-range in this box. This one right here is probably my favorite one that's in the bag.
It's got kind of that 50s, 60s pinup girl space cadet vibe.
Yes, the very classic pinup girl space cadet. This is not the most exciting one in the bag.
I like that one. That one's
I
pretty
like
sharp,
the
though.
Space Girl one.
A
for
lot of
sure.
the other ones are like factory. They call them like lab seconds, I think. So they
yeah.
have this like lab logo on them. And I don't know what makes them a second. Like, I don't know if it's like, so for instance, this one is like primarily one color, but it has some spots of like a brown. So I don't know if this is something they pull off and it, like the color's not clear.
I would assume that's what it is, because like for pins, like second is any flaw. Like if it has a scratch, if it has a little discoloration, if it like is not the color the rest of the batch was.
Do you you sell yours, right, Lauren? You sell some for like half price or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
A lot of designers will if they have like the there's like a
Sometimes
5
the flaw is
a
bad enough
5%.
that sometimes the flaw is bad enough that I think it has to just be trashed, honestly. But
if you're ordering
it's like
200 pins, you might have 5 to 10 of them that just aren't perfect, and
they
sell
have
them
little
for
scratch or like sometimes
yeah.
an enamel fill like leaks into the other section. Yeah, that's the biggest problem I have, especially with my Lord of the Rings pins.
Those
they're so
specs, I'm
detailed.
guessing, are what make them not factory perfect.
Potentially. And I assume, I believe that what they'll do is they'll use a mix of fill. So basically when they press a disc for disc off, it's these little bitty like plastic pellets. There's a name for that. I just don't remember the name because that's not my industry.
Pellet press.
But if they're trying to make a color, they might mix 2 or 3 or 4 different pellet colors together in order to achieve a color. And so my guess is it's like a clump of pellets of the same color set in one place. They didn't mix well, and so you just get these like dots instead of it being like a clean finish.
Can we agree not to say the word clump, just in general? Like as a society, can we decide to not say the word clump?
Saying clump is the same as seeing you without your glasses. All right. 2 more things.
That's maybe the meanest thing you've ever said.
2 more things. Telemarketers. Telemarketers is a true crime documentary that's available to watch on HBO with the Max. Telemarketers follows 2 people, so it's Sam Lippman-Sturm and Pat Pespis, or I think his full name is Patrick Pespis, and they both work at this company, and they work at this telemarketing company. And I'm trying to remember what the abbreviation for it is. I want to say CDG, but I think that's the Cincinnati Airport abbreviation, so I don't remember what it is. Maybe it's like
My old
DGC.
boss's initials.
Oh no, it's Civic Development Group. It is CDG. Okay, so they're telemarketers, and they're telemarketers that are raising money. They're raising money on behalf of the police officers. So it's like the fraternal order of police officers for like a certain state, and but the thing is, like, as they're raising money, what they know is that only 10% of what they raise actually goes to the fraternal order of the police. And it's not just like FOs. They also raise for other orgs. But basically, orgs will hire them. And orgs understand that, like, hey, you're only going to get this percentage of the money we raise, but the org doesn't have to do any work. And so for them, they're fine with it. Well, so initially, it's trying to expose the fact that there's this company that is, through the stuff that they're saying to people, potentially misinterpreting, making people or misrepresenting, making people believe that they're actually police officers, or making people believe money's being used in a certain way and it's not, etc. Well, then as the documentary progresses, you find out not only are they only setting aside 10% to go to maybe the Fraternal Order of Police for this state or this county or wherever, but then that org is also not actually giving money to police officers. It's doing something else with it. And so you're finding this chain of how this money is
mismanaged and
being mismanaged or misused. And then you have all these people talking about how it's for families of like injured or fallen officers. And then come to find out, like, you have all these, they end up talking to these people who were injured in the line of duty, or who widows, etc. They've never received money from it. And so then as things progress, you hear about, well, this entity is holding CDG accountable, or they're holding this other telemarketer group accountable, but no one is actually holding these fraternal orders accountable. And so, like, who is actually perpetuating the fraud? Should these fraternal orders also be held accountable for this, etc.? And you see how this progresses. Now, the thing is, it's also just a wild environment. So these people that are raising money for police officers, this is all footage that was filmed by someone that worked there at the time. You will literally see someone do heroin and then call up to raise money for cops. It's crazy. Like, for one company, their top earner spent 30 years in prison for getting strung out on something and murdering somebody with a knife, and now he's like the top earner for this company, again raising money.
Well, he's
for
a
police
go-getter.
officers. Well, so one of the people that owned one of the telemarketing centers had the attitude of, who's better at taking your money from you than like a dope head? And so they seemingly purposefully try to pull these type of people. It's just such a wild scenario to watch unfold. And the thing is, all the footage is garbage. And I say this in like, it makes it interesting to watch. This isn't very produced. This isn't like a 60-minute segment or something like that. This is someone that had a shitty camcorder that went into work and just filmed everything he saw for years. And then after work, him and his buddy, who didn't have anything to do, decided to just get to the bottom of what was going on. And you get to see these years of footage of just really bad footage put together. And it all culminates with him actually meeting with a senator and et cetera. And you get to see what comes from it. But it's just fascinating. It's 3 episodes. Each episode's about an hour. Really, it could have been 2 episodes. But watch the first one. I think it's interesting enough that you'll want to stick with it. But again, just such an interesting thing that I had no idea not only did happen, but frankly continues to happen in some way. So yes, Jedi, this documentary came out I think it came out 2 years ago.
Is it on Netflix or?
Nope, HBO.
No,
so
it's
HBO
in
Max.
fucking amazing is where it is.
Yeah. So telemarketers, HBO Max, just throw in the first episode. Go from there.
Okay, that sounds really interesting.
Last thing, Marty Supreme. This is still in theaters, so gosh, I really want to talk about the ending of this film, but maybe I should hold it because this is in theaters.
It is based on a true story.
The end. Is it based on a true story?
Well, it is based on
I don't know
a
how much
ping
the
pong
movie is.
player.
I haven't seen it, but
It's based on a ping pong player named Marty Reisman. Marty Supreme follows a guy named Marty Mauser. Marty Reisman is a guy that existed. He did play at the club, the club, the Lawrence, whatever the club is locally, and some of those things. However, like in trying to read up to understand comparisons, like there's really no stories that I could find that showed big similarities.
It was just an offshoot for them to create an artistic story around it.
Yeah, like Kreider
I haven't
said
seen
it
that
really
movie
well.
yet, so I
He
just
said
but I saw
loosely
some
with
of
like
the
6 O's. But you're right. It is based on a guy named Marty Reisman.
Does he get abducted by those like men wearing the giant orange like ping pong ball heads that were following Timothy Chalamet around?
The orange ping pong ball does not factor into it as much as you think it would.
This is the thing. This is the thing. All right.
You are itching to say something.
I am itching to say, because
You're pulling your hair out and you don't
I
even
don't have a
hair.
problem with
And
you
I'm
guys
seeing
spoiling
you do
it.
this.
Like,
I'm pulling my chest hair out, but under my shirt off screen.
Okay.
Okay. If I were to rate this movie on a cinema score, this movie would get a D or a D minus cinema score.
Really?
oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Because it's not what you think it's going to be based off of the marketing. You think that this movie is going to be
But is
all
that a
about
bad? Like,
this-
are you downgrading it because of that, or like
Well,
you
hang
didn't
on.
like it?
I'll
I'm
fully
sorry.
I'll fully tell you all of this. Yeah. Based on the cinema score, which is the movie what the promotions promised the movie to be? Is the movie what you were expecting based off of all the promotions that and the marketing they put into it? If I were following that, you would think that 90% of this movie is about getting this orange ball into the onto the market and into, he is the bringer of this evolution in ping pong because of this orange ball and all these different things. The orange ball factors in for maybe 4 minutes of the entire movie. And is that an incorrect assessment,
Well, I
Patrick?
mean, you're correct. I genuinely thought going into it, the film was about the adoption of an orange ping pong ball.
100%. That being said, so my critic, my
And in
my
fairness,
cinema
in the
score,
first couple minutes of the film, it does lead you to believe that the
It's just
movie
funny
is
because,
about
like,
the adoption
I
of an
haven't
orange
seen
ping
the
pong
movie
ball.
yet, but I have seen Timothy Chalamet wearing a bunch of fucking orange outfits and being followed around by guys with giant
Marty
ping pong
Supreme
heads.
jacket, I know.
okay, so cinema
I said
score
pinball,
would be
ping pong
would
ball.
be a D or D minus.
Yes.
Now, I will rate this film at a 9.5, only shy of a 10, because I think there are some audiences that might not be able to handle some of the intensity of it. This was probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorite films of the year, for sure.
Yeah.
I
there's
loved this movie with almost every bit of my heart.
completely. So I realize we're not
Interesting.
going to spoil it, especially because I'm realizing Lauren is sitting here and Lauren will go watch this. But
Yes,
I do
absolutely.
wanna
Oh no,
say-
I want to go see it anyway, but I also am okay with being spoiled on this movie.
I
It's
want to say
like,
two
yeah.
things that I do not think are spoilery, but I think are potentially very intentional. And if anybody wants to ask me about the film, I also would rate the film like a 9. I think I was initially like an 8 on it, and the more I think about it, I've like worked my way up to a 9 on the film. I think it is a really, really good film. 2 things I want to call out. So there are a lot of cameos in this film, but without saying who they are, like one cameo is a magician. So this is like this magician's like, it's a form of lying to you, right? One cameo is, well, I say cameo. One of the people cast is Gwyneth Paltrow, which is Goop, which some people would say is snake oil. And then
She's also like an extremely famous and talented actress. Like she's not only Goop.
No.
Like-
I'm not putting her in the cameo, but I'm putting Goop in there.
Okay.
Another person we know is Mr. Wonderful, the kind of like who we would say is a stereotypical like slimy salesperson. There's another person in there that works at the Lawrence. I'm blanking on their name, but like I actually think there's a lot of people that are in this film because to some groups they trigger this idea of like mistrust. Now, I could be
Oh.
totally reading into it, but the film deals a lot with who can you trust overall, and it makes a lot of the casting feel even more appropriate in hindsight. And then the last thing that I'll say is that, or I just want to ask a question, very simple. Andrew, the
Yes.
ending, did you
Yes.
read it as being happy or sad?
I read it as being happy, and without going into, say what you were going to say.
I read it as being deeply sad.
Okay, I
Well, you
have
guys both liked
reasons,
it.
and this is
Yeah.
for Kreider too in the thread. There are things that
Do you want me to
without
like take off my
giving-
headphones?
literally
it's
no,
fine,
because I don't think I think it's worth keeping some of this for people who might want to see it. Stage of life, I think, plays a large factor into what the end of this film is and does, and the purpose. And I'll just
Yeah.
say, I think the purpose is the key word to how you interpret the end of this film, and it's why I absolutely loved it. So
It is
I had an
very
incredible
open to-
conversation. What?
No, finish your thing. You had an incredible conversation.
I went with Cooper. Cooper wanted to see it. This was part of his Christmas gift, was the two of us going and seeing it. And it opened up this dialogue between he and I on the way home from the film that was honest and vulnerable, and honestly just this really necessary conversation because of stage of life and our situation and our circumstances. So 100% read the end as a positive thing. I also loved the artistic book ending that they do.
I initially read it as positive. I am now convinced it was sad. But we will talk about the reasons for that later.
I might go see this tomorrow.
But I think that's the other thing that's really interesting is how open to interpretation the end of the film is.
Yeah.
Even through everything that transpires. So,
but what's
And
interesting is
the
the end of the movie.
hour-
The end of the movie is conclusive. It doesn't leave you on a cliffhanger. It's just conclusive, but you get to conclude what you're seeing into what it means, which is kind of a beautiful thing in and of itself.
Yeah, and by the way, the first hour of this film might also be the funniest hour of a movie that I've seen.
It's pretty wild
this year. The first hour is but before you get into the typical Safdie like rough stuff.
That's what I was trying to just look up. I was like, isn't it a Safdie movie?
So
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Did Safdie do?
It's only
did
one.
the Safdie brothers?
Josh, I believe,
yeah.
right?
Did they do the movie Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
Okay, this is very Uncut Gems in terms of level of intensity. If you can't handle edge of your seat anxiety, don't see this film maybe, because I think that's a thing that's one thing that knocked it down from being a 10 is this. Some people I wouldn't recommend this for because it is an anxiety inducing, much
They
like,
were like
Uncut Gems was in
I
terms
looked
of
over
Yeah.
and Mackenzie
That was a
just
movie I
like,
literally couldn't sit still.
exactly.
just frozen, just like
this movie is that.
I think all
fortunately,
of
I had
Uncut
taken my
Gems, I was
anxiety
literally like
medicine.
actually sitting on the edge of my seat, like, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
But the thing is, Lauren, the things that you think it's gonna be about, it's not about that. It's not. I can't express enough how much it's not about what you think it's about.
It's not
as long
about
as the
ping
thing
pong.
You think it is an orange ping pong ball.
And honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think this is a spoiler. At the end of the day, it's not really about ping pong. The
of
movie
course.
is not really about ping pong. So
The moral of the story isn't you can get really good at ping pong if you do this. Yeah.
Andrew, we'll have to talk about the ending after this. But yes, Marty
That's
Supreme.
funny.
It's a great film. Go see the movie. I don't remember the runtime. I want to say it's like 2.5 hours.
It's only an hour or 150 minutes. I was trying to check if it's still in theaters.
That's
It's
2
2 hours
near my house. Yeah.
yeah, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think is what is.
Well, if it's 150, it'd be 2.5. But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I said like that. Can I say something real quick though? Because before you move on,
150
Mackenzie said that there were moments that were suspenseful, but not the entire movie. I'm not saying the entire movie is suspenseful. I'm saying the entire movie is intense. The intensity changes. It's intensely funny. It's intensely heartwarming. It's intensely suspenseful. It vacillates between what is
rarely boring.
Is feature right, but everything they do is the most intense version of whatever that is that they're trying to portray at that moment.
I mean,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Including
If it had half the tension of the other Safdie brothers movies, I was just aware of that going into it because like those movies just made me like, ugh.
I've never seen someone kiss and look like a Pac-Man, but you also get that. Okay, that is it for Marty Supreme, and that's it for me. Andrew, finish
Okay.
up around the table.
I have a couple things that I want to talk about, and then we want to end this with an announcement before we go into our master category. So I'll make this first part brief. I've been rewatching The Big Bang Theory, and I initially started. I don't remember why I started watching. I think it was just being it was just recommended for me on HBO, and I have been home a lot in these last few weeks, either with a sick baby or work has been off for like 2 weeks. So I've had plenty of time, but started watching it and initially started watching it thinking like, oh, it's going to be fun to see my shirt, pop up from time to time. Forgot about that after a couple seasons of the show. And then one night just was taken aback. I'm just watching it and went, oh man. And I had this like surprise of seeing Leonard wearing the shirt for the first time on whatever episode, season episode that was. So that was a fun, just like a little reminder of I used to do cool things. It's like,
Nice.
this
I feel like that
moment of,
every time I
"Oh."
go to the Astros game. I'm like, I did that.
Hey, I remember when I used to do
like
things
10
that
years ago
people
now.
wanted. I remember when people wanted my work. That was super fun. So I've been rewatching that. That show has a lot of heart. There is some cheesiness, and some of the writing is haphazard, but it's incredibly smart. I will say that. But there's a lot of heart in that show, especially as the seasons go on. So if you've not watched Big Bang Theory, don't sleep on it forever. It's a good watch, and it's deep. I mean, the catalog is deep. I think it's like 12 or 13 seasons, so it's a deep deep catalog.
That was part of the reason I have never watched all of it, just because there's so much of it. Like I just watch it whenever it comes on, sometimes, because it's on a lot.
But it's not like your classic sitcom where it's just kind of everything is episodic. There are episodic elements, but there is a through line that carries all the way, and lots of callbacks, lots of things like that. So again,
I think
the catalog
this is like a
deep.
funny like real world perception of Big Bang Theory, but it's just like very funny to me that show it was on for a very long time, like 13 seasons, like at least 13 years.
Yeah.
So like it came out at a time where like being a nerd was like, like you got beat up and you got made fun of. And then in the time that the show has been on, it is now like not at all the same thing. Like Marvel movies are making billions of dollars, and like just such a different world for nerd culture specifically.
Yeah, I do think there was a part where maybe they ushered some of that in, right? Like at least they ran hand in hand with that. So
yeah, they were like right there on it. So it's fun to see.
Pretty good. Other content that I have taken in, as you guys know, I had been reading through the Harry Potter books. Finished that series right at the end of the year, 2 days I think before the end of the year, which got my book tally up to 35 for the year, which I thought was incredible.
You know what that
it's
deserves?
definitely yeah.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Patrick got a soundboard for Christmas.
That's the best I could shoehorn that in, because I only have that and this.
Shit baskets.
That's the only two sounds.
and anyone listening to this who has no context for that, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I thought 35 books was incredible. It's by far the most books I've consumed in a year ever in my life. And then I told my friend I told Johnny, so I'll just use names, Patrick. I told Johnny when we were out the other day, I said, I finished 35 books. And his wife, Amanda, who I've talked about a couple times on the show, I think, I said I had read 35. I said, how many did Amanda read? Because she's a reader. She read on her Kindle alone, not including physical books.
Wow.
She read 181 books last year on her Kindle.
Doesn't she have a job?
I was just like, does she do anything else?
She read 3
Are
books.
Some of them like, Bernstein Bears or,
That's what
like.
I asked her today. I asked her today. I said, do you count pamphlets as books? Because I read the
I mean,
I'll
I'll
I
admit
get
that
like 10
comic books rack up very quickly, and I've read
not
quite
comic
a few
books.
of those,
These are.
but I don't.
She is a novel reader.
Yeah.
So anyway,
can we check that none of
it-
these are young adult or like easy reads, like really fast ones?
yeah,
I'm
I
totally
would say
joking.
I would say even
I'm not
if
like
a
refereeing her
a
book
percentage
list,
of them
but
are.
yeah.
I also know that some of them are like Fourth Wing, ACOTAR, like chunky boys,
Chunky
right?
ones.
Like
I will say I read all
so-
of ACOTAR in a day because my power went out. But I was
you
just
read
like,
the entire series in a day.
yeah, I kept being like, I'm just gonna keep reading till the power comes back on, and I read the whole book.
Oh, just the first book. I mean,
Yeah,
the entire
sorry.
series.
No,
Okay.
no,
I
I'm
thought you
sorry,
were
I
saying
didn't
you
hear.
read the whole series.
No,
in a
just
day.
the
I'm like,
first
oh my
book.
gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair because that's actually ACOTAR stands for A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is only the first book.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, and I didn't read past that one.
But she on Christmas or the day after Christmas, she read 3 books in a day, 3 full books in a day. That's wild.
I don't do that very often. I think I probably got close to 10.
Children and a job, she's just
She just must be a really fast reader. That's very cool.
She's a monster. that's what I can do. So finished Harry Potter, and going into this year, I have some
now
book.
that you finished the end, like, do you, yeah.
And I did talk about this on that last episode too with Patrick.
Okay,
but
I'll talk to you separately.
it is phenomenal. The series, so good. I would say if you've only ever seen the movies, now go read the books because it adds to the world because you get so much more. But this year I have a new set of goals for reading, and I want you to know, Lauren, that on that set of goals is to read the Lord of the Rings series for the first time.
Oh, I'm so excited. Are you going to read The Hobbit first or just go straight to Lord of the Rings?
I'm going to go just straight Lord of the Rings first.
You don't need to read The Hobbit. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have The Hobbit as book 0, and there's another book that they have as book 0.5, and then they have
Cinnamon.
Is that
Lord of the Rings
Silmarillion?
as book 1. Yeah, the Cerulean.
I think that's a fair way to say it. I mean, I love The Hobbit. I think if you like Lord of the Rings when you're done, The Hobbit's kind of a perfect like dessert because it's like not as heavy, but it's still the same like vibe
That
and
sounds
everything.
like something an ogre would say.
Yes, I'm Shrek.
I guess an orc or whatever.
So I'm going to read the Lord of the Rings.
Really good. That's so exciting.
Reading Lord of the Rings this year. I'm also going to read
Maybe I'll
Dune.
reread it with we could do it together. I'll read it again.
Totally. I'm going to read Dune. I want to read
Ooh.
There's another series. I want to read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's some of these
I
like
haven't read that since high school.
quintessential kind of books that in the sphere in which we talk that I've just never read.
Yeah.
And I have just very little, just only through osmosis.
I would say you need a Neil Gaiman book, but I am debating which one.
I thought Neil Gaiman was Hitchhiker's Guide. Is that not Hitchhiker's Guide?
No, that's Douglas Adams.
Douglas Adams. Okay.
Neil Gaiman, like the kind of similar vibe thing is Good Omens, but it's half written with Terry Pratchett, which is a great book. TV show less so, but absolutely a great book. And then, but I think like American Gods is maybe like the best Neil Gaiman one to read. But you have a lot of books on the list.
This year, I'm taking in some class. I also want to do some classics like 1984. I want to do this year. I want to be very eclectic in my reading.
Yeah.
But I figured you would appreciate.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
There's a book I'm reading right now, which is a murder mystery book. After that murder mystery book, I'm starting The Lord of the Rings. That's the very next one that I read.
That's so exciting.
And well, I guess that in conjunction with Cassius Clay and the adventures of his best friend. But yeah, so Lord of the Rings, I thought you would be excited to hear that. That's
I really am. I'm curious, like, the books and the movies are both great, but yeah, obviously the books are always the best.
Finally, before we get to the next piece, I did get my Secret Santa gift, and it was very clear as soon as the mail came in today who it was from, because this lovely blue bubble liner or bubble package, whatever, is branded. So nice job, Sean Kreider. It says, Kreider Designs, please don't bend. There's cool flat stuff in here. Thanks. That's what the back says.
Does that work?
So
Kreider, do they listen to you?
Well,
asking for a friend.
He packaged it. He packaged it in between two pieces.
I usually do that,
cardboard.
But every now and then I get some bent ones in the back.
So it says on the back, it says from your Secret Santa with a Ninja Turtle winking, and then it says to Andrew, and there's a little card. I don't know if I'll read the card on air. Oh, I won't read it on air. But he did give me a really love the sketch inside there. And I already pre-cut this. Didn't have to fiddle with it, but I have not seen what this is yet. So I'm opening it live.
It made it seem like the card is very intimate.
It kind of is. Like I'm reading just reading one line in it. Yeah. I'll read it to you off air, Patrick.
Thank you.
But it is a really lovely card. And if I want to maintain my composure, I'm just not going to read it right now. Okay. Especially in light of everything else that's going on. I'm at my emotional peak.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep moving. So there's 4 pieces of cardboard.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Oh my word. So that's freaking crazy.
I can't wait to see.
Oh, this is all making so much more sense now. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
What
Kreider
pieces are those?
drew my character from D&D, from Kazig Smith Grid Muddle Grump, which
Back in
is
the
a
day.
character that I have in our Oz in our Neverland play set, and he's a rogue elf, like half elf, and he's got the necklace of all of the
your teeth and
the
things you
goodies that
stole,
I've taken, all of the trophies, and so I'm now trying to put pieces together. Andrew Kolb reached out to me to ask me if I had a picture of because I draw all these things in my notebook. And he asked me
because you've been updating it too since like after we were doing it on the show. Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, do you still have a picture of that? I was talking to a friend about it and I want to show him." And so I sent him a picture from my notebook. He says, "Is it okay for me to share this?" What a lovely butthead.
Guys, pass the deception
This is
check.
fantastic. Thank you, Kreider. So good. And this feels really like this is printed on really nice. This is good. Very, very nice quality. Thank you, Sean. That's very,
really
very
cool.
nice. Well,
What a great present.
what a way to lead into this next part. Thank you, Sean and Andrew and Patrick and anyone who helped kind of put that together.
Because
that's really,
Sean
really
was
neat.
asking me for details about the character, and it's
Mm-hmm.
been so long since we were in Neverland that
Yeah.
I couldn't really remember any details about the character. So I was basically zero help on this.
You could have asked me. I
I
have
bet Cole
notebooks of notes from then.
Lauren would have been great for this. But I was like, I don't know. I think he's in our campaign.
he reverted to Kolb, which was probably where he got most of the information.
The real expert.
This is so good. It's got the teeth and the feathers and the leaf that from the tree to call back Peter.
It's really funny
from the
because
tree.
like
All I have
you
to do
also I know like
so
added
good.
to that like after we weren't recording it, like like when we were just playing for fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Every time I would defeat something
yeah.
or have some big experience in the game, I would take a trinket and put it on my
I
necklace.
would
And so it's
argue
got
that you
it's a
did
whole
that
collection.
whether or not we defeated them, like that duck feather thing.
I don't mean defeating an enemy. I mean anytime there was an experience that happened that I felt like was meaningful, I would take something to collect with it. So that's very, very cool.
That's awesome.
Okay. So going to be a hard transition, but here we go. So we have been doing this show in basically this format for over 11 years. It's the structure has changed a few times. The hosts have changed a few times. We've ebbed and flowed, and things have evolved, and things have shifted, and things have moved. Well, it is a new year, and with a new year gives us an opportunity to do the next evolution of what the Master of One network looks like. And so, with that being said, this is going to be the last podcast that we do in this format, maybe forever, but at least for now. We are not going to be doing a regularly scheduled, you can set your clock by every week or every other week or whatever. And we won't be releasing episodes on the audio platform in this format anymore. So that's kind of that's the Band-Aid ripoff. Now, what that means is we are now freed up to maybe do some different things. So 2026 is going to be the year of experiments. We're not going to tell you what all of those experiments are in this because we don't even know what they are yet. We have some ideas. We're going to flesh some of these things out. But we did want you to know that this is going to be the final pop culture roundtable in the way that you've come to expect it, in the way that you've come to experience it. We're still going to be around the Slack channel, so maybe more than ever, join Slack so that we can chat more regularly in there. But it might mean that you see us once a month. It might mean that you see us every other day. We don't know what that might look like yet. But what we know is it's going to be right here on Twitch. We're going to be doing it primarily for Twitch, not for the audio listeners. And so it is just a shift that we need to do to maybe stay fresh and enjoy what we're doing so that you can engage and give you more opportunities to engage in different things. One of those things that we're going to do, we've been talking about these past few episodes, is the book club. And so, Patrick, why don't you explain a little bit about how we're going to approach the book club so that I can stop
Yeah,
talking for a
only
second.
if Lauren will remind me the name of the book, because I forget this every time. The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do a book club. This is going to be our first transition, iteration, etc. We do not have all of the information for you yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a session 0, where anybody that wants to participate in the book club, we can sit down, walk through what the timeline is, walk through how this is going to function, how we make sure we stay in sync, and how you can not just read the book, but also participate with us through these sessions. So the TLDR is book club is the next thing that's coming. And just follow us on Slack and socials to get the date of the session 0. And you will not have to have prepped anything for the session 0. You just need to show up. We will give all the details and we'll go from there. But that is the next thing that's happening.
You won't have even had to have purchased the
You
book
will need
yet
to
by
purchase
that
it
point,
shortly
right?
after.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
correct.
Very shortly afterwards. But maybe show up
Yeah.
with it just so you can kind of thumb through it if we're talking about maybe how many chapters there are in it or whatever. But so that's how we're going to approach that. Like Patrick said, you kind of threw it in there, but we need to clarify this. Stay tuned to our social media, more so now than maybe you have gotten used to. We've gotten very, very relaxed in our social media posting. We are going to re-engage that in a different way because now we know, since we don't have a regular schedule, we'll have to post when stuff is coming up so you know when to expect it and so you can plan to join us. Because part of what we're trying to do with this new adjustment and with this new vibe is to get more community involvement. You guys are why we do this. We don't do this for ourselves. It is fun. We do use it as a way to stay connected with one another, but we also primarily do it to stay connected with you guys. So that being said, if you have ideas for things that you think would be fun, throw them out. Just, shoot them to us in Slack and say, hey, I'd love to see something like this or something about this topic or whatever. And at the end of the day, what we want to do is just let you guys know that we want this year to be a year of trying new things and see what we all can kind of come around. And it's okay if we try 15 things and only 2 of them work, or we try 1 thing and 3 of them work. Figure that math out. But Kreider said this in the thread. What?
That was a misfire.
You wanted the other one?
It turns out I didn't want either of them. It's too much power for me to have. That's the problem with it.
What do you mean?
Okay.
So Kreider said in the thread, you're stopping at 598. Why not 600? Inevitably, we'll need to get 2 episodes in somewhere along the line, but we can't promise what those will be or when they'll be. Maybe it'll be a roundtable discussion about some big pop culture movie or something, or some sort of event that comes out.
We're like, if we don't talk about
to
Doomsday,
600.
I will explode. Like,
yeah. We'll get to 600 at some point, but the thing to take home is, don't expect to see us on the first Monday or the first and third Mondays of every month anymore. At least not in this format. Stick around to see what we do when we do it, because we really want this next phase to be about you guys and do things that you guys enjoy and have a greater return. So if you're audio only, we'll say goodbye for now. But join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/M of One. Is it M of One Podcast?
Probably. Who knows?
Is that what it is? I can look. Yeah. Twitch.tv/M of One Podcast. That's where we will be. And check the social media and our Slack for updates on when stuff is coming out. So with that being said, let's head over to our master categories for maybe the very last time.
Yeah. See, that's better.
That's much better. The master categories are when we talk about the dice we rolled the episode before. Those dice give us our categories. We pick our topics based on those categories. You know the rules. We've been doing this for 598 episos. Why do I even tell you them every week?
Hey, we didn't always
It's
have the
crazy.
dice.
That's true. The dice is
come and
a
gone.
new development as of 4 years ago. So we're still...
They're old news.
Nothing we do is new. Nothing is new. So with that being said, I think we're going to end with Patrick's, because his is the deep discussion, right? The deep dive.
Yes.
So Lauren, why don't you take it and then I'll go after you.
Okay, sure. Okay. This is my regular master category. Ready.
Yes, this is your regular Ask Garth.
Okay, so on the last episode that I was on, we left off on the mysterious case of is Garth Brooks a serial killer or not? And the answers.
I forgot
Yes.
a
about
little
this. Wait
Yeah.
a second. I sent a picture. Did I send it to both of you or just you, Andrew?
Not me.
I don't know that you sent a picture
You
to me.
had-
walking
dreamt-
through.
Tell me the
Yeah.
picture that you intended to send, and I'll let you know if I got it.
Hold on. I will edit out this silence, but let me real quick see if I still have this picture. Because I thought it was great.
Is this what started the conversation
No, this didn't
last time? Because
start.
I
No.
don't even remember how we got on this topic.
Oh, I think I deleted it. But I was walking through.
That doesn't sound like you.
It sounds so much like me. Let's see if it's in my recently deleted. Let's see.
While you're looking for that, I was looking
All
through
right,
the
I'll
pictures that I
start.
sent you.
I can kind of start telling the story. Okay, so to just like disclaimer, there is like no actual proof of this. I don't really believe that Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Like he's never been investigated
What
by the
a
police.
way to just
but, like,
start
yeah.
on a
I
down
feel like
note,
you have
Lauren.
to like I don't know, like it just feels wrong because it gets a little more serious than I imagined. So basically, this did start as a joke, basically on a podcast called Your Mom's House that's hosted by Tom Segura and his podcast partner, and they kind of just made this joke that they were like, but they didn't say it like in a way that was super clear that they were joking, so a lot of people took it a lot more seriously than it was meant to be taken. But they were just kind of making fun of like, look at this serial killer face kind of thing, like when he had like a goofy picture kind of thing.
I want you to know that I sent this to both of you.
I can't see it.
Oh, that blown out
Yeah.
white block.
I was like, no wonder I don't
my
remember
camera's
it.
not gonna auto adjust to it. I don't. Can I hold it?
Okay,
I
I'll
can
scroll
just turn
back in my
my.
text.
I can just turn my brightness.
Text it to me, and
No,
I
there
can show
you
it on my
go.
camera because
I sent
Okay.
you this picture, and
Yes,
I was
okay.
like, here's the killer or whatever. When I was
Yes.
walking through like a store with like used media, I was looking for a Chris
That's
Gaines
funny.
picture, but they only had Garth Brooks, which was sad.
as he's creepily peeking over the other albums that are in
yeah,
front of him.
exactly.
Yeah.
Truly picked like, so this is exactly what they were making fun of, basically. Like he has kind of a like strange demeanor and maybe like smiles too much, so they're just kind of like making fun of like, look at this serial killer, where are the bodies buried, just kind of really getting into this. But then the internet kind of like took it and ran with it. What a shocker.
Oh, yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
2025, how could this happen? But then they kind of like found evidence that enough people found pretty convincing, such as like they would like analyze his song lyrics to look for clues. So they're like, friends in low places, are they buried? Like really like kind of low hanging fruit, but whatever. And like they were saying like he has like another what's the word I want? Like pseudonym that he sings under called Chris Gaines. They're like, this is just his
Yes.
alibi. So he doesn't know that people, like, not everyone will suspect that this is Garth Brooks doing all these murders. And like the most damning thing, but I think you could probably do this with any musician on a tour to be real, is that people linked missing person cases with when Garth Brooks's tour was coming in town and like
Yes.
would find them. But again, this is a kind of thing where like, I'm pretty sure if you tried to do this, you might be able to make this happen, because like people just get murdered all the time.
Lauren, you are setting yourself up to be the next victim. You are too trusting.
I know, yeah. Garth is. I heard he
also-
only likes blondes though, so I'm safe.
Travel all over the country for 40 years.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna line up with some suspicious events.
exactly. So like,
Or
but
they're
then
gonna align with you.
yes, but because this kind of blew up, this like thing where they were matching up all these like deaths and missing person cases with his tour dates, this got picked up by like quite a lot of like national news things. Like the Inquirer had stuff on this. There were a lot of like internet articles published on websites that I was shocked would talk about like that kind of put air into this. But the craziest thing that I found is there's a guy who not only like fully believes this, he has published a book about why Garth Brooks is a serial killer. I found an interview with him on YouTube trying to promote this book, and the
Next
book is
club
called
choice.
this book came out like very recently, like a few months ago. So like because the press tour video was like only a month old, but the book is called, I'm sorry, Bodies in Low Places.
Wow.
Love
He's not very
Love
creative, but I'm still gonna read it.
But it's so funny to me that like someone like and this guy, I was watching like 5 minutes of this video, is not being funny. He truly believes this is true, and like there's no joke about this to him. Like, this is a serious thing. And he's like shocked Garth Brooks is not in jail right now. Like, this is really funny to me. And then like, apparently like Garth Brooks is very aware of this and finds none of this funny at all. He has like blocked all these people like on all the social media stuff. He has like,
You
I
know
don't
who
know
would
if this
find
is
it
true.
funny?
What?
Innocent people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like so insane. I think it's because it's become like a bigger thing where like a book is published. Like enough people are taking this seriously for
telling
that
you.
to happen. So it's just like, I guess he has to like get in front of this. But yeah, apparently like his PR team like tries to block all this stuff, but he's an extremely rich celebrity. So this doesn't surprise me. But I also feel like I've never heard of this until the other day. So it's maybe not like
Hey,
the
you
world's
never- you
biggest
never hear-
conspiracy.
You never hear about it until someone puts the pieces together. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
Like,
yeah, it's all right there, right in front of you.
Can we at least agree? Can we at least agree? If he's not a
Yeah.
serial killer, can we at least agree? He's killed at least one or two people.
Like
Right,
by
like-
accident, or like what do you mean?
Just in 40 years of all that he's done with the
That
money
much
he has and the
money,
influence he has,
Free time, you got to do
I will-
something.
like you gotta assume he's got
The
at least
most
one or two
dangerous
bodies.
game.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Is it just because you're famous? Because like we're about like old enough to like we've been around that long and nothing's happened. Like
Okay, hold on. Maybe Garth Brooks hasn't. For sure, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have killed people for sport.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
they've probably got like Rich People Island where they play
Exactly.
what is
The
it, the most
most
dangerous
dangerous
game
What's
or
it
whatever.
called?
Yeah,
Pig on the floor. Hog on the
yeah.
floor. What's it called?
It was Hog something. That
Hog.
scene is so crazy. It is
It
on the
is
floor.
on the
I think.
floor. I don't think it's
Hog
hog.
on the
I think it's another word.
Boar on the floor.
That's
Or
what,
on
yeah.
on
the
the
floor.
floor.
You know
I-
that they are.
I
they
almost
are
stopped
that
watching
family, for
Succession
sure.
after that scene. I'm not joking
It
because I
is
was like,
wild.
this is disturbing that they are not
about
like
a
no one's
mo-
doing anything.
Talk
Like
about a show that everybody is exactly who they say they are.
yeah,
Anyway.
absolutely.
Talk about Glass Onion. Am I right, everybody?
Yeah, I was wondering if that's what you meant. Like like people have died like listening to his music or something.
No,
But, yeah.
he means that he like dons
He's
safari
yeah.
cap and
yeah, and is hunting. Yeah.
He has hunted for sport. Yes, for
there's
sure.
an intention. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I'm now like hyper like that Garth Brooks is kind of weird because I saw these like I watched like a few videos trying to like understand why people believe this, and it's like okay, like that was weird, but it's like the thing where people like catch a meme, it's like of course this is like a weird moment. Everyone has like a face they shouldn't have made or some stupid
In
comment,
40 years
whatever.
of being in the public, you're gonna.
Yeah, exactly,
you're gonna-
exactly.
You're gonna have
they
some
had
bad
clips from
facial
him like on
expressions.
a TV show being like, what was it? It was like I
He's
like
I'm gonna kill that guy as soon as
it was
this is
something
done.
about shooting a person. I don't remember what it was, but it was like so
Oh.
taken out of context where I'm like, yeah, this sounds bad, but obviously I don't think he
I
meant
was
it.
saying that as a joke,
Like-
but apparently he has.
No, it was
talked
pretty bad.
publicly about
But
shooting
this is the thing
people.
where it's like
That's
if you're
great.
trying to find something damning like
He should
on
run
the
for
internet
president.
with someone who's been recorded that much, you're probably gonna find something.
I think you
but
both
it was
should
very
know
funny.
something about me.
I mean, people dig up shit on the people who are on Love Island that like from their like Instagram stories from years ago. So I'm like, how do you
Go
even
and
have
dig it
that?
up?
So these are at
Wait.
least talk shows.
Hang on. Patrick is about to confess something, and this is important.
If you were to consider Garth's discography
Mm-hmm.
and the songs that are part of that,
Mm-hmm.
I probably know a higher percentage of lyrics to his discography than any other artist.
I really couldn't think of much else
I
besides Friends at Low Places, which is
I think
bad.
I'm pretty close to that too. There's probably a bunch of songs
Yeah.
that you know that you don't know are him.
yeah.
I mean, that's true too, but I used to listen to this guy, like, this was all I listened to. Yeah.
Did he sing "Blame It on the Rain" or was
did
that
you
Randy Jackson?
at any point suspect that he was a serial killer?
No.
No, he was
I did
America's
not.
sweetheart for a while there. At least country America's sweetheart.
yeah.
He has less hair than you think he would. In that
Now,
he does
or
not
just-
have hair. In that he doesn't have hair.
That's what my
but
Tinder
yeah.
date said. I meant to say grinder. I meant to say grinder. I meant for that to be a wildly like exaggerated.
But instead, it was like too plausible.
It was like, wait a minute.
And then it sounded like you were covering it up. Like,
Did he just slip up?
I think we've cracked the case on this one.
It's all right. It's all right.
That's so funny.
Like I
But
said,
yeah,
it's been
so
a tough
Garth Brooks
month and a
is,
half.
in fact, not a serial killer, but a lot of people apparently believe that he is.
Says you.
Yeah.
It's important.
Says,
It's
according
important
to
for the
me.
sake of the journalistic integrity of this show to say that it is possible he is. So
Yes.
we don't want to say
Allegedly,
definitively that
Garth
he's not.
Brooks is not a serial killer. I will also say,
I love the allegedly he's not one.
Exactly.
'Cause it's the presumed guilt that gets me.
Now, I know
I
that
did
you're not
also watch
asking.
some clips of the podcast that originated this joke, and they're fully drank the Kool-Aid now and are not talking about it like it's a joke anymore. And we're like looking for evidence. I'm like, y'all are crazy.
This is how Trump gets elected.
Yeah.
I know what you're wanting to ask me, and I'll go and answer it. Baton Rouge is the best. Callin' Baton Rouge is the best Garth Brooks song. You're welcome. I know you
That's
don't
not-
disagree because you
I would.
love,
I could never.
You love the rodeo song. You're a big fan of that. You've sang it to me.
I'm a
rodeo
fan of This
song?
Is America.
have to look
That's him, right?
Yep.
What's that?
Wait, that's when I should use it. I literally,
Yeah.
I have that. Like that. I'm so bad at this.
It's okay. You're still new to this. You'll
It's
get
your
hang
first
of-
last day, Patrick. You
I was
need to
gonna
get
say,
on it.
You're gonna get the hang of this by the next episode.
This is ridiculous.
Gosh.
All
you
right,
have to
well,
laugh to keep from crying.
Thank you for filling us in on the conspiracy. I
Yes.
would read this guy's book for the book club, by the way. I'm
Well,
not
if you,
I'm-
it's written by Matt Cox, and it is called "Bodies in Low Places."
okay. I mean, I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna buy it till it's 99 cents, but like,
Like I'm waiting till for the audiobook
not-
to come out.
Yeah, I'm not using an
narrated by
Audible credit
Garth
for this.
Brooks.
No.
exactly. Like that's the whole trick. If it requires a credit, like if it's expensive enough that I think I should use a credit, I'm not buying it.
Nah. How many pages is it? Is it a pamphlet?
It looked like probably at least like 100 pages, but not like way over.
Oh,
like
so
a
it's basically
good
like a
inch
long
thick.
article. It's a BuzzFeed
Yeah.
article if you include the ads.
It's like all the shit before you get to a recipe.
God, I
Exactly.
hate recipes.
What a weird soapbox to get on.
No, I like.
Hey, I learned a
recipes.
lot.
I like
no, the rest-
obviously
him hating
like
recipes.
recipes. No, recipes are helpful, but like the format they have to make them is like such a pain. It makes me not wanna
The
engage
person
with any
who
of them.
realized that they can put the skip to recipe button, bless you. You've done the world a service.
It's the same person that did the skip intro button on Netflix. It's the same
Yeah.
guy, and we appreciate it. But recipes are broken. All right, is that everything on bodies in low places?
Recipes are broken.
So let's talk about YouTube for a second. Let's talk
That
about
might be-
YouTube because I got podcast/YouTube. I'm gonna talk about a thing that everyone loves, and that's golf for a hot second. Bryson DeChambeau is one of the leading tour figures at the moment. He's an incredibly talented. I think does he hold the record on tour as the longest drive? I think he does.
I mean, for the pros that play regularly, he probably has the most
yeah.
distance. Now that would have been from
on
a
the
couple
tour,
of years.
not globally,
Yeah,
but just on
he's
the
not
tour.
the long drive holder, but on tour. Now he has kind of like debulked a little bit, so he probably could have hit it further
A couple
3
years ago.
years ago
Yeah.
than he can now. But yeah,
But he's a hitter, and people know who he is. Well, he over the pandemic, he started a YouTube channel where he started doing shows and doing things like what do you call it when you have a? It's not an expedition, and it's a it's basically like a oh gosh.
just give me any more clues than that.
I know I can't.
Give me one clue.
when you do something with someone that's not official.
Like an exhibition, I think is
Thank
what you're
you,
trying
exhibition.
Oh,
Thank
I
you,
was-
yes.
yeah.
He does lots of exhibition matches with all
These
sorts
are
of
other things
different.
you've learned on Grindr.
That's one of the toggles that I have switched on. An exhibitionist. So he'll do these exhibition matches and set up different parameters and different rules and things like that to just have fun outside of what I think maybe even prior to him being on the scene doing this kind of thing. He's one of the first, I think, to come out and break some of the stereotypical, like, higher, more lofty golf cliches, right? Like when you think about golf, you think of quiet, you think of prestigious, you think of just like an elevated sport, right? He brought it kind of down to the people, right? He's kind of like the Jeff Foxworthy of golf because he brought it to the people. People could just what's that look, Patrick?
No, well, it's
If you build it, they will come.
I guess both him and Jeff Foxworthy are probably both assholes, but the so maybe they're similar in that way. No, it is true. He, in terms of professionals, so
Yes.
there was this big stigma with YouTube golf, and YouTube golf was treated as a completely separate thing. Like
Right.
that's where people like waste time, and then this is real golf over here. And Bryson is the first person to bridge that and say a real golfer can participate with YouTube golf. I think he's the first one that I unless you would say that like Wesley and his brother, like the Bryan bros, unless you would include them, but like no one at Bryson's level certainly has made that transition.
No one who's playing at the Masters is doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean Wesley did, but like it's still
But
not the same caliber.
Not in the way where like people have adopted it and embraced it as a thing. So all that to say, that's just a quick little like insert of who Bryson DeChambeau is. A couple of years ago on his YouTube channel, one of his exhibition match formats that he came up with was this idea of breaking 50. So there's a show called Break 50 on his YouTube channel. There are now 2 seasons of it. Season 2 just ended last week or 2 weeks ago, the final episode. And what Break 50 is he goes out with a partner and they play a scramble best ball match, round of golf, 18 holes, and try to get below 50 as a score. Lauren, you're not a big golfer. I understand that.
I know enough about. I know you want the low score.
Yeah, a typical course. A typical
now they
course
play from
score.
front tees when they do Break 50, right?
Yeah. I'll get into all of like what the stipulations are, but a typical course score would be anywhere from 70, 72, 74 maybe. That's the typical range of based on how big or how long the holes are. That's what you can typically expect for hitting par for some of these courses. So that means at these courses, he and his partner are trying to knock 20 to 23 or 24 points off of par, meaning he's trying to hit.
Shit.
That means they have to hit birdie
Like a couple
for
under every,
Typically, it's like they have to hit birdie for every hole, except they have to hit eagle for 5 holes.
I would never
That's
be able to do this.
Crazy, right? So,
Never.
but one of the stipulations that they add to this is, or one of the caveats is, I know you want the low score. One of the
Stab him with
caveats
the
is
pointy end.
they play best ball, so they're always playing scramble. They're playing whoever hit it the best. They then both play from that shot to go to the next shot. So they're always playing the best possible advantage, and they play from the red tees, which are the closest tees to the hole. So in a regular golf course, you'd have red, white, blue, yellow, red, white, yellow, blue, and then sometimes you have black or like the pro tees depending on the course. So they're playing from the closest to the hole, that tee, which is going to automatically put them at anywhere from 20 to 60 or 70 yards closer to the hole than if they were playing from like where the pros typically play for like tournaments and things. So there are some advantages to doing that. I'm going to tell you who some of these guests are that he's had on. I've watched almost all of these. I haven't watched not all of them exactly yet, but I have watched most of them. Tom Brady, NFL quarterback or former NFL quarterback. Steph Curry, which was an incredible episode. I think.
Heard of him.
Are they good
he
golfers?
plays. Yeah, he's an NBA player for the.
I think that was. I don't want to
Golden
spoil
State.
anything, so continue.
Yeah, and I'm gonna not say which ones because he has broken 50 a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I won't say who he does that on because I think there's some really exciting ones. But watching Steph Curry, he's an incredible athlete. It's wild. To think that someone can be that good at that sport and
Yeah,
also
I was
at
wondering. I was
basketball.
like, these do not necessarily translate like Michael Jordan playing baseball.
Yeah, it turns
Right.
out people that are athletic are athletic. That's what
can
I've
be
learned.
athletic
Yeah.
across the board. Yeah.
There was a really fun question, just for 1 second to go back to Pluribus on this podcast I was listening to. Where it's like sports kind of don't exist anymore because like, you know, like you couldn't play on a team sport; it wouldn't work that way, like because you know what everyone's like moves were gonna be. But they were also talking about like with like golf or something. Could like because you are sharing a hive mind with Tiger Woods, would you have any like increased golf abilities in your body? You know. Like if
You would what you would have is
Yeah.
experience, but you wouldn't have muscle memory.
yeah, you wouldn't like necessarily
wouldn't
like,
have
be strong enough
necessarily
or like all that kind of thing. But like it was
Right,
a
the
very
athleticism.
interesting like discussion, and they talked about golf a lot specifically because it's one of the only sports you play on your own.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like
that's-
basketball's
it's a really-
gone in the hive mind land.
It's a
like,
really interesting. But even with basketball, even if you know the other person's move, the physicality, everybody has different physicality. And some people are faster than other people, and some people are stronger or taller or can jump higher. Like there is still a bit that you could play that. It'd be really interesting.
yeah, it's a very fun question.
Let's hope they explore that in season 2. So Adam Sandler, so Bryson DeChambeau was in Happy Gilmore 2. When they were filming that, they filmed Break 50. So he and Adam Sandler, he does the Happy Gilmore drive in that. That's a really fun one to watch. Read a couple more. John Daly, who is a professional golfer, his is wild. That guy is just.
I mean, his is like the crazy. He's crazy anyway. Like that's just his whole reputation.
Maybe he is the Jeff Foxworthy.
It is amazing he's alive.
It is
Yeah.
wild. And then
I feel like he's just
Tony-
like preserved in all of the like drugs and stuff that he's taken.
Just
That's
like
true.
vodka.
It's like Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Like they're just
He's
frozen in
pickled.
time.
He's
Yeah.
pickled. Tony Romo and then Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson is a professional golfer. He is a smart dude. That guy does like freaking geometry and knows all of the like I've learned so much about the mathematics of golf by watching these Break 50 things. Bryson is super smart, but Phil Mickelson, he is wild. Like
Yeah.
he's I mean, outside of Tiger, maybe one of the most experienced and smartest golfers that I've ever seen talk about the sport. And then here's this final one, and I'm gonna sit on this one for just a second. And I think I talked to you about this a little bit, Patrick, off air a couple weeks ago. He had President Donald Trump on for one of his episodes. And I had this weird thing. I'm watching this. So it's the final episode of this, so we can say whatever we want. We typically stay away from politics, but I'm going to say this.
This is just
I'm not a
funny.
big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever picked up on that.
What?
That's putting that lightly, but go ahead.
I almost didn't watch this episode because I don't support Trump. I don't want to watch someone placate to him and all these different things. That being said, I do enjoy the show, and I wanted to see. I was interested. I wanted to see where this thing went. I didn't watch the whole thing. I skipped through the bulk of it in the middle because a lot of it was a little bit hard to watch. First of all, Trump is not a terrible golf player, but it is an ugly.
I was wondering.
He is an ugly golf player.
His putting, especially,
It's
wild how accurate it is, given how ugly it is.
100%. Credit where credit's due. He can get the ball in. He can get the ball in play. He can get it down the
And he
course.
does play a lot, so
100%. Yeah, he's putting in that. He's putting in that 10,000 hours Malcolm Gladwell style, right? So for sure, but it's
just by
ugly.
brute force, he's become better at golf. Like,
It's ugly. Here's what I'm going to say, regardless of what your political views are, right? And we know that people listening to this, watching this, they fall in different on the spectrum in different places. I told Patrick and I think a couple other people, if all that I ever watched of Trump, if I only ever watched the type of media that is meant to uplift and is meant to show the best side of and is meant to show the more human side or the more flawed, but like kind of folksy flawed, not flawed like what's wrong with this person's mental capacity flawed, right? I can see how some people, if all they were exposed to was this kind of content of Trump, I could see being like, oh, that's a down to earth guy. I can get on board with maybe.
And, yeah.
It was a wild perspective shifter for me. Now I'm not walking out of here asking for a third installment of this situation.
No,
but
in fact, I'd like my money back.
That implies you voted for that. And
Oh,
now you
okay.
want your
Let me be clear. No money has been given.
But I will say it was a bit of this eye-opener for me of just like, wow, I can understand how people, if all they allowed themselves to be exposed to was this, I can see how some people can get on board with him as like the people's president.
It's totally possible to. It was funny because we would probably think that it's not possible,
right,
to not be exposed to all sides of someone,
right.
But because and I'm not saying this is some type of nefarious thing. It's just reality. Because social media is tuned to keep feeding you what you already enjoy.
Echo chamber.
To create that. It is absolutely possible to just be insular, or it is absolutely possible to only see one side of something. And so what that also means is that if you're able to recognize that that's the case, then you also have to recognize that people that don't believe it the way you do, it's not like someone that saw all the things you saw and chose to make a wildly different decision. They may have literally been fed something completely different.
A totally different vision.
So it doesn't mean that they're automatically like insane or this or that or whatever. I guess the point is like, if we recognize that people can be insulated, we also have to recognize that they're making decisions based off of different things.
Right.
The gap is not as wide as we think the gap is necessarily.
Yeah. That's a really good point. So all of this isn't meant to kind of take us down that trail of things, other than to say, I'm not a humanitarian I'm not a saint for exposing myself to this in a way that was meant to be lofty or whatever. But I watched it because it was a part of this series that I liked all of the other installments of, and so I watched it alongside of it. And I will say that if you choose to watch Break 50, and if you're not a Trump supporter, give it a watch. Don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater for this. It took for me it being a part of something else, and it gave me a slightly different perspective.
But to be
all
clear,
of
if
that
you're only going to watch one, watch the Steph Curry one.
If you're only going to watch one, watch Steph Curry. We're not going to tell you if they break 50 or not, but watch that one.
But watch that one.
Because it's
I would
exciting.
assume most of them do, because that's a really hard thing to do.
They do not. Most of them do not break 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
most
if you
of
like
them-
the Break 50 series, and I don't know that Andrew has seen this, if you like the Break 50 series, Brad Dalkey, and I'm blanking on the other guy's name right now, but I'll send it to you later. They also did a Break 50 on their respective channels.
I've seen
You
it's
should-
shown
you
up
should
as like
check it
other
out.
videos you might like, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch through the official Break
Yes.
50 before I go to these kind of supplemental channels. But he had they had the Dude Perfect guys on, and it was a 4-man scramble, and that was it was crazy watching them. They are wild people. And then he has also brought on junior golfers, like the best in the junior golfer world. Like this kid's like 10 or 11 years old, and he's playing alongside this pro, which I think is just super sweet. And then a couple of other like the best. He was a teenager. I don't think that's still, maybe it is still junior golfer, but like of their age brackets, he brought on some of these kids who are up and coming professionals basically, and brings them into the fold. And it's just a lot of fun. So if you like watching golf and you want to learn a few things, cause he talks through a lot of his process when he's doing it. It's highly entertaining, and it's also good to watch this professional shank them into the woods and hit them into the water twice on one hole. Like it's a bit of this like neutralizer of even this best, he's at the best of the best, the top of his game, still shanks it into the water from time to time. It makes you feel better about your game, for sure.
Sean Walsh was the other guy. Brad Dalkey, Sean Walsh. They have a great Break 50. But yes, watch the official ones first and whatever. And frankly, Bryson used to be known as just the hothead. And it's very easy to be cynical and say that he's just trying to correct his image. But the reality is, like, he has done so much to, in doing the YouTube channel, the people he interacts with, the people that he uplifts, and then really just his whole demeanor and his approach around the sport. And he's done so much to endear the community to him that now on, any given weekend, like, he's kind of the people's champion. Like, people are there to see him. Largely because of what he's done.
4 more years.
Largely because of what he's done through his YouTube channel over the past few years. So
that's Break 50. Bryson DeChambeau, check it out on YouTube. All right, Patrick, you've got television, and you're going to close us out. This is going to be good. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's not going to be good, but
Great.
I can't control it. Only the Duffer Brothers could. All right, so we're going to talk about Stranger Things. But before I talk about Stranger Things, I want to say that I had the Entertainment Weekly. Is that what it is? Site pulled up, and I love that their favicon is just ooh. It just says EW, and in my top bar it says ooh Stranger Things, and it's kind of hilarious.
I hope that your next tab is David's Bridal, so it says ooh David.
Ooh, David.
Ooh, David.
Okay, so Stranger Things, the ending of season 5. We obviously got this season was broken up into a first half, a second half, and then a final episode, which I believe dropped on New Year's, if I'm not mistaken, or did it drop on Christmas? I don't remember. New Year's.
It was Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's for
That's
the
what it was.
3 parts.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So we just got the finale, and this wraps up a lot of kids getting older, and more plentiful, I guess. This cast got really, really large at one point, but that's fine. So we get to see the conclusion of Vecna and the Mind Flayer and what happens to... I guess I don't need to say all of Vecna's 5 names, but how this wraps up.
My favorite abbreviation is to call him VH1 because it's Vecna Henry 1.
Oh, I see. And then also like Mr. Who's
Queen of Mother of Dragons.
Yes, yes.
First of their
Flayer of Minds.
Yeah.
The Queen Anne Chunk. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
The Queen Anne Chunk. That's great.
Mr. What's It and first of his name.
Season 5, for the most part, had the reception has been pretty positive if we go through the first 6 episodes. But episode 7 was the lowest rated episode in all of Stranger Things.
Really?
Across all 5 seasons. And so that was the cliffhanger, or that was the end before rolling into the final episode. So it made a lot of people... I actually liked
that episode, but I was not as keen on the finale.
So we have a lot of people that were... it worried them. How are we actually going to resolve this? And people got frustrated by how the time was used in the episode 7 before getting into episode 8. So last time we spoke was first half of season 5. I had not seen it at that point. I watched it, post it. I was a bit cynical on the show. I ended up liking the first half of season 5 more than I thought it was good. I thought it was very enjoyable. I thought it was on par with what we had seen in recent seasons. Frankly, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it and was excited to get into part 2. Part 2, for the most part, kept up the energy. Although at some point in part 2, where we were going started feeling oddly convoluted. And this is also when the second half of the season started to break down for me. So before we roll into the actual conclusion or our thoughts on that, I just want to get y'all's kind of temperature on second half. And when I say second half, I'm really talking about the second drop of episodes. But I want to get y'all's kind of temperature on how you felt
3.
about those. Yeah,
Episodes 5, 6, and 7 is what you're talking about.
5, 6, and 7, yeah. But go ahead, Lauren. I know you have stuff to say. Oh, never mind. Andrew, go ahead.
Well,
Andrew.
I think mine's going to be shorter than Lauren, so let me just say my thought. Because I know you've got thoughts for sure. Yeah. Your house still has thoughts.
Yeah.
Episode 4 ended for me in such a good place. I was so happy with how episode 4 ended and the cliffhanger of that and the reveal of that. It just felt really, really good. And I was happy to be happy about it. Because I was we talked about this a couple months ago as we were prepping, right? As we were anticipating and speculating. I was basically saying, I don't care about these characters anymore because I haven't seen them in so long, right? To get to the end of episode 4 and be cheering on Will and what's happening in the episode, I felt elated that's where it got me. And then it did start to taper down. And I think the taper for me was really centered around Max. And that story thread, I think they spent 30% too much time on. And that doesn't mean 30%. I don't think that storyline was a dead, like a dead end or dull, but they literally took, when they were with her, it spent 30% too much time for her to do things. It was too slow on her story thread specifically. And you're seeing it in all of these memes now about they're standing there.
There was no urgency whatsoever. Yeah.
No urgency. The exit is right there, 50 feet in front of them, and they're standing there having this dialogue. And I'm sitting at home going, get the hell out of there. What are you doing? And apparently so did the rest of the world, because everyone is saying the same thing. So
no, I mean, it was also stuff where like when you had an opportunity to like be running and moving faster while you could be talking about this, like totally any of that would have made it 100%. Feel like they need to be hurrying.
So like the drop off for me was tangible, and I blame it on what they did. I love Max as a character, but I blame it on what they did and the direction they went with Holly and
I was gonna say, I was like, I have less of a problem with Max's stuff. Is more that like Holly became the main focus of this final season, and it's like it just kind of felt like it came out of nowhere, because like number one, they had to like age up Holly for it to even sort of be part of the story, which was just a decision that they made. It is not like they're just like retcon that, fuck it, like she's older now, and like. So then it felt like we've never seen this girl before, like quite literally. Right. So like she's always felt like very peripheral on the story. Like I talked about this with my brother for quite a long time. I was like, Erica makes more sense to have been like the person who was kidnapped, because she was there the whole time. Like even if though she's not like the core group, like she's been like she's had a part in every season and like keeps showing up. So like and has lines. So it felt like more of a character.
But they would have had to retcon her personality for
I
it
know.
to have
I don't
worked
think
the
it
way
would.
They wanted it to.
Yeah, it wouldn't work like to have used Erica, but a character like Erica, who we at least know, I think would have been a better choice to have gotten kidnapped. That said, if this was all for Derek, maybe it was worth it. But like I just that there's just stuff like that where like when now we see the whole picture, I feel a little disappointed on where time was spent, which sounds crazy because these were very long episodes in this whole last season, like they're all over an hour, but it still felt like they needed to spend more time. Like this is another thing Jake and I talked about for quite a long time, where it's like this doesn't feel like Game of Thrones, where they just gave up and didn't want to finish it, so it feels rushed. This just felt like they didn't know what mattered the most to people to really like pay off those things enough. Yeah. And and I don't feel like it's like totally missed. It's just like not there yet. Or I don't know, like it just feels like there's something still missing in this finale. And I like emotionally, I think like it just, cause I was like crying in the other episodes, and like the finale did not get me.
Can I tell you a similar conversation that we had in our house?
Yeah.
About not knowing what to focus on. They introduced in the penultimate episode. Yeah. They introduced a whole new visual that had not been in any of the rest of the series, which is the melting walls. And
that stuff. No.
Why do we have this new visual, and we know we're 2 hours from the end of this 11-year-long journey? Why are you introducing this new thing that we now have to figure out?
To be so honest,
close the loop on some of these other things first.
This is not a spoiler, but like, or I'll try not to have one. But like, it was so confusing how that stuff worked, because they literally showed people like melted in it earlier, and then other characters are just walking through it like it doesn't matter. Like that was really weird.
Well, but frankly, all of episode 7 struggles from what you're talking about, Andrew, and I think for me that breakdown, I agree. Like the balance of where time was used feels a bit odd, but all of episode 7 felt like they were trying to like shock us with something or show us. If you've ever seen those people do the paintings where they paint them upside down and you're like, what the heck are they doing? And the last
it was Jesus the whole time.
Like, whoa! Yeah. It felt like they were trying to have that moment, but it didn't work at all. And it would have almost like been better to not exist.
Yeah. I kind of liked the reveal of the new place, but like like how
when
that all happened.
When you say the new place, do you mean the dimension or do you mean the melty?
I mean, like
she means the planet.
Like the abyss or whatever.
I'm fine
like,
with that. That
yeah,
wasn't
I
the
thought
issue.
that was actually like a cool thing. The melting thing, they just made it very confusing. Where I'm like, is this dangerous? Like, what the heck? Like, it felt like it had no actual danger to it, which is my other big complaint about the finale. Where it's like, why are there no demogorgons near the final boss? Like it just felt like they got in there. It kind of just felt a little too easy. And I'm actually basing this off of like comparisons of the last 2 seasons where the bad guys and the challenges that they were faced with in season 3 and 4 are genuinely scary and have very high stakes and are like keep you on the edge of your seat even through the dumb Russian shit that I hate. But like it still worked and there were very big stakes. And like I'm not saying someone has to die to make that work, because I don't even think that like I don't know, like I didn't really want a bunch of characters dead at the end of this. This isn't Game of Thrones.
Right.
And like I think they handled that pretty well, but it just didn't feel like anybody needed to like the note not needing to run from Vecna, you know, like having like a safe spot. Like it just kind of took away, I think, a lot of the like danger and like scariness of like having to do this. It always felt like everyone was very safe this season. Like there was only a couple times where I got a little worried, and like it was kind of assuaged before the end of the episode. Like the terror didn't even last between 2 breaks. You know what I mean? Like
the terror lasted for exactly 6 seconds while the screen went black and we didn't know what the fate of Steve was. That's what we're talking about. That's the reality.
That's one where like I knew Steve was not gonna die. Like as soon as in the other one they connected him with Dustin, I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
Hey, no spoilers. In fairness, one of the best things
well,
they
it's
did
a non-spoiler.
was for Noah Schnapp, for Will Byers, is once they realized he couldn't act, they just made him put in those white contacts and just grunt. And
I don't think he's that bad or anything.
That was the best decision they could have made. So it sounds like through getting through 7. We all had a bit of a dip in our excitement. So this now takes us to 8. And 8 is a very interesting episode. I think it was definitely a step up for me. But also, like, the split of the episode, it's kind of amazing how much of the episode, like at what point in the episode we resolve it. And then how much is epilogue. It's genuinely 50% is epilogue, which is pretty wild.
Yeah,
I was very weirded out, but the first time I watched that, but I rewatched it and liked it a lot better because it does feel like the show's is so nostalgia based. Like doing something like that wouldn't feel right. It also feels extremely Lord of the Rings to do the ending like they did, where they had several fades to black, they had several fake endings, and you know the entire story of everything that happens to everybody afterwards.
Yeah, Andrew, how did you like the finale?
I was pretty pleased with it. Here's my problem. It doesn't end with the show ending, because now there's this whole thing. I'm sure you know about this.
yes. What's it called? Like Conformity Gate.
Conformity Gate.
Yeah.
And episode 9, this mysterious episode 9 that is supposedly going to drop at some point, and all these things that are pointing to this.
I think you guys have it slightly confused because it was 7 episodes in the season. It was 3 and then 3 and then
nope.
The last one was 7, right?
It was 4, 3. It was okay. There's 8.
Never mind.
4, 3, and then 1.
I was like, because there's always been 8 episodes every season. I thought that was why people were like tripping about this, or part of it, because it's a whole conspiracy.
There are several pieces of evidence, right? Things that Easter eggs that people are finding. It could just be coincidental things, whatever. But
it's
these things that I'm seeing now,
yeah, it is,
where there is supposedly a secret, like this was a false ending, and that there is a real ending, an mysterious episode 9 that will show up at some point.
Right.
This is to me like the Schneider cut of the Justice League. It didn't make the movie any better, guys. They just didn't have that great of an idea for an ending.
And the belief being that in the first part of this series, you see ourselves in what's his name, VH1. You see people in his kind of mind palace, and so there's this belief that what we see as the epilogue is actually taking place in a mind palace, and that it's not actually over, and then now we're going to get the actual resolution. I don't think it's true, but I'll be honest, I expected it. I did think that like we would get to the very end of the episode 8, And you know how it's like the nod of like, hey, like you still have like the cat eye and maybe he is still like a wolf or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I did expect like something in reality to tear and you'd be like, and then it's like over. I was waiting for it. Spoiler, doesn't happen. So
I like that it like ends for the most part. Like this story has a button on it. Yeah.
I guess that's my point. I was happy with it. And then all of this supplemental stuff in the days following makes me go, if they do this thing that people are saying there's all this evidence of, I'm not going to like this as much. So I'm like pre-angry at a thing that may not actually be real.
It's not going to happen.
I do like how they finished it. I do like the blend or the split of, I think it's like a 60-40. I don't know if it's exactly 50-50, but a really, really tight blend of ending of the story and then summing everything up and closing all the chapters and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I actually really like that. It was very sweet. It was emotional. It
was very touching.
Welling up. I didn't have tears.
I almost cried when they put the
D&D
books away and they're playing Heroes in the background, like
And when the kids, the new pack of kids, right? Like there was so much about that felt good and felt right, and it felt like yes, this is a nice ending to this. So to me, it ended. I think the finale, the final season was maybe as a whole season was maybe a 7, maybe 7.5.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just talking about the finale, I think that probably hit at like a 9 for me, 8.5 or 9.
Wow.
Yeah. I kept waiting for Eddie to come back. I just kept waiting for him.
No, that was never going to happen. I'm so glad he didn't.
Cooper kept saying, but the character that we thought was going to be Eddie was in the finale. Okay, I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
What would you rate it? Yeah.
I was so excited. I was expecting all of that, and Cooper kept saying, I kept going, oh, is that Eddie? Is Eddie coming back? And Cooper kept going, he's not coming back. Like the entire final season.
I was genuinely relieved they didn't do that. The plot line that I was like really convinced before the season that didn't happen was that there would be some kind of time travel thing. It just really felt like that was like on the table. I was like, it's the one like weird trope they haven't touched yet. They've talked about Back to the Future a bunch of times. There's so many clocks and things. I'm like, this gonna happen. It never happened. I would say I kind of would go the opposite. I think the season overall would be like a 7 or 8, and then I'd give the finale like a much like a 6 maybe.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I felt kind of disappointed by it. It's hard for me to put my finger on what I didn't like either, because I think it's like the problem I've had with a lot of Stranger Things is like high highs and low lows. Like like I rewatched season 4 and I'm like, everything that happened in Russia is dumb, and I don't think this needed to be in the show. But the story going on in Hawkins with Max and Eddie and everybody else is so good. So I'm like, it felt like that didn't add anything to it, and so I'm like, you know, sometimes they nail it and sometimes they don't. And like, I think like overall it's a pretty good ending. This is nowhere near the world's worst ending. Like nowhere near. I think that they made a decent effort to try and wrap it up. Does it work for everybody? No, I'm really happy to hear it works better for you, Andrew. Cause like, I think maybe I like got like, was a little cynical about the ending, maybe, but like I don't know.
You wanted to see more Demogorgons. That's just your.
Yeah, I just like I said, if I wanted it to feel a little harder, I maybe wanted like 2 more episodes that are never gonna exist or whatever. But like, yeah, I think it was a overall very good show though, and like what a fun ride.
Can I say, without giving anything away, were you satisfied with the kill shot? Because I was very satisfied with the kill shot. The full circle kill shot of like the final blow. I'm trying not to say anything. I feel like this is enough to let you.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
To me, that
I get what you're
felt
saying. Yeah.
so cathartic because
no, I thought that stuff
so
was
much
great.
of the series has been around how the anxiety and the worry
and how much
the
like
peril.
that person has suffered.
Exactly.
Like,
it felt like it was for it's basically for. You could take our lives, but you can never take our freedom, right? Like for Scotland, running ahead and being the one to do the things.
Here's the thing. For the
I've definitely felt like for Frodo.
Yeah.
I think
there's so much Lord of the Rings at the end of this.
The first part was the best out of the 3 parts of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I do think the finale was better than like the second half of the season. So my rating kind of dipped in.
See, I have a tough time because my favorite scene of the whole season was in the second part, which was the Jonathan and Nancy scene. I think that was the best in the whole season.
My favorite scene might have been in the finale, but I'll talk about it.
No, it was not.
I'll tell it to y'all later. But I would have given it a higher score if it wasn't for the fact that those cliffs were at least 2 miles away.
Oh,
My brother
right?
made fun of this too.
Garbage.
I was like,
That
they
is
cast
garbage.
spider climb. I don't know. They're real fast now.
There was a point where Becca goes, "Why is he throwing water balloons at them?" I said, "There's gasoline in them."
I think that's part of the part of the problem that I had was that like sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there. It's gone. Goodbye. I'll have to start
Okay.
We'll
over.
talk about it on the next episode.
Okay, so
Sorry
last
about
thing.
that.
So we want to talk about something that's related to Stranger Things, but slightly better than
Oh, yes.
Stranger Things, and that would be Lauren's Stranger Things party.
Yes. I threw a really big finale party and I decorated my entire house inside and out for this. And I took a little video, so I
Show
wanted to
us.
share.
I want to see this. I want to see this.
And I will do a better social post, but I needed to wait till like at nighttime when I could take better videos of the light.
And this isn't decor. This is what every house in Houston looks like. So
Yes,
Yeah,
right
exactly.
this is just what Houston is.
Yeah.
We haven't started the
So this
the
is my
decorating
house.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we got all the Christmas lights in this room, and then this is the little portal to the upside down, and the Demogorgon
that's
headbands that I
great.
made for everybody to wear.
Oh my
It looks
gosh.
like
It literally went like all over my whole room. And then I set up my little podcast thing for the squawk. I had like my record player
Rock
out
and
too, but I
Robin.
put it away.
Rock and Robin, so lame.
Mm-hmm.
That's a light you stole from Torchies. Love
Yep,
that.
from
Yeah.
Torchies. She went to a Torchies clearance
Yeah, exactly. And then I did the kitchen with the like drawings from season 2.
sale.
that
Oh,
he
the
does
drawings
with,
of
like, tunnels
the
and
of the
everything.
tunnels.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Smart. We thought you
And then
gave
last
up.
but not least, didn't forget Barb.
Oh, poor Barb. I did think we might see Barb again.
And
Yeah,
I think everybody
I
wanted
thought
to.
there would be, if we saw Eddie again or characters like that, it would be like a flashback kind of thing, or like, you know, like everyone who was like lost in the upside down kind of deal.
Hey, everybody.
that's not the button that I meant to hit.
Yeah.
But it was really fun to watch the finale with everybody and like get to have like a last huzzah for
That
this
is the thing I will,
huge
that is
cultural
the thing I will
movement. Yeah.
miss. It is the fact that like, what's the thing that 5 years running you want to get your friends together and sit in
Yeah.
a room together and see the premiere of?
Well, can I just say this then? It's perfect because this week we start the new Traders season. So
I'm
maybe
so
that's gonna
excited.
be- maybe that's going to
that's
be
the
the
thing.
thing. But Stranger
I
Things
think
was a wild ride.
yeah.
It was a wild
Stranger Things
ride.
was 10 years of a wild ride, and it was very fun. And it's really is like one of the, I think the last shows we'll have where like almost everybody watch this, you know, because like we just don't like it was one of the only options in Netflix back in the day. So like a lot more people have like watched this show than like I think will ever happen again.
Maybe House of Cards will do another season.
Well,
Yeah, I
here's
can't
hoping.
wait.
From
Calling all my friends
prison.
now.
From prison. Content media has been so democratized at this point. There's not any that one thing anymore.
I
think
hear
we're even
y'all,
getting-
but y'all wouldn't shut up about the summer I turned pretty. So don't talk.
I never,
about this.
but I didn't watch that. Like, yeah,
I didn't watch
I
that
just think
either.
I don't think it reaches the same heights. Like, things get whipped up. Like, even Heated Rivalry right now is like one of the most popular things in the world. It's not.
What's that?
I guarantee it doesn't have
least
the
in the
viewership
Kreider
that
household.
Stranger Things did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot stop hearing about it on Grindr.
I'm sure it's very popular there.
Yeah. There we go. Hey, you've got the hang of it here, right at the very end.
Right at
Patrick.
the end.
Congratulations.
Trying.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Like, what a ride.
Well, speaking of what a ride, this has been a ride. We're not going to roll dice for the end of this episode, but you know, like
I
we
did pull
said,
it up if we wanted to just see what it would be. But
Can I just see if I could beat y'all at a D20 dice roll real quick?
okay,
Sure, yeah, we'll just
I
roll.
I have them.
One time, I just want to straight see who wins the pop culture round table.
It's
Right,
been
I
a
got a
competition this whole
13.
time.
Can we add our charisma modifiers
I
or
got
like,
a,
you know?
I got a 12. Lauren beat
I got
me 'cause
I got an
12.
11. So we got an 11, 12, and 13.
I like that they're
What-
in a little
What
plush,
beautiful
yeah.
poetry. And on that note, that is the order in which we read out our salutations, is it not? No, it goes me, you,
it's
and
Very
then Patrick.
close.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
It is like the order that we're like displayed today.
It's my first time, guys. If you go back and listen to the all the outtakes from the intro, you might think this is my first time. It's been a long time since I've struggled that badly. On that note, check us out. If you don't follow us on social media, please do that. Especially now, it's going to be important because our schedule is going to be crazy, and we'll find out about it there. If you're not in the Slack channel, now is the time to do that. There's conversations going on about all sorts of different things, not just design stuff, but there's movie stuff, TV stuff, pop culture stuff, and then just life stuff and job stuff. Like there's stuff in there. So join the conversation in there. Those will be primarily the only places where we share our upcoming schedules. You can look forward to sometime in the coming weeks, episode 0 of the M of One Book Club. We would love for you to join us right here on twitch.tv/M of One podcast. But I think for now, you can find me at Andrew Sale with 3s instead of E's on Instagram. Lauren, you've got one now too, I think.
Oh, yes. You can find me at Not Cool Co. everywhere.
And Patrick, one final time, you are...
I am at
Shit Baskets on all the platforms.
everywhere.
On that note, we're going to get out of this episode. Thank you for 11 years of fun.
Yes.
And we'll see you around the next corner for the next evolution. I'm Andrew.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Patrick.
Peace out, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.
I thought you were going to play the looking like a sons of the bound. I thought you were going to play that.
My favorite song.
No, I don't know how to do that. It turns out I didn't have any music queued up.
You had it queued up before. I heard it.
I know. It was the song we ended
now
on. Did you see what Becca posted here right here at the end? There's a documentary that's coming out on January 12th about
Yes,
Stranger
I am
Things.
quite excited to watch that. The like press run for all the Stranger Things stuff has been very fun to watch. Like all the people reminiscing about the show.
Dressed
Better
up like
than the-
orange ping pong balls.
Yeah,
Better
way
than the
better
wicked
promotion.
PR stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so glad
to
to
be
not
fair,
see
this didn't
Cynthia
go
at
on
Revo
for
anymore.
like the years in between. But yeah.
Okay, everybody. This was a fun one. Like we
Yes.
said, stay tuned to the appropriate channels. But we're
club's
gonna
coming.
go. Yes. That's what I was talking about. I just thought that was
So
incredible.
that is one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite scenes from the whole
So you had that same like elation
Oh.
of I'm so glad that this
They
came
really
to.
they made you think they were gonna zig, and they zagged in the best way.
It was good. All right, everybody, have a great night. We will see you when we see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Pick that chin up off the ground and flash that smile for me. Put some pep up in that step, it's going down shortly. Got so much weight up on my shoulders.